Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ohio, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois. Go to hardafseltzer.com today. Click on the store locator and enter your city or zip to find the closest location nearest you.
We are gold for energy. Send it. Incoming. Put the money in the bag, man.
As I said, your paycheck is your thank you.
What's going on back there? This is awesome! Welcome to Earth! No. Who's flying the plane? Get cockpit. Go! God!
Black Rifle Energy, dropping near you.
Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Holloway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel? Not good. Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Yeah! Welcome to Drinkin Bros Fake News, everybody. Bringing you the realest, fakest news of the week. D'Anthony, I solved your problem from the other day, and I solved the issue of why Americans won't fight back anymore.
Why is that?
Going through the last couple days with the internet here, which we had a hilarious call with them for $1,000 a month. They want us to set it up. There was actually somebody who commented that said, hey, yeah, the IT department is supposed to. What the? No, not for internet like that. That's one. Two, water went out here, had to meet with that guy, said, hey, you can use the toilets and all that stuff. Can't drink the water, though, for 48 hours unless you boil it. With these little problems that go on throughout the day, I think most Americans feel exhausted. Nobody does jobs like they used to. Nobody actually completes the work. It's always somebody else's fucking problem. Had a water leak at the house. The guy wouldn't repair the wall afterwards, like all of the shit. You're just trying to survive the day. And then at the end of it, you're expected to protest and, get pissed off at the world after that. It's just a lot, man. I think we've all just been beaten down by society.
You know what shrinkflation is? Mm-mm. It's like when prices go up or cost of living or cost of goods, COGS, go up. A company can do two things. They can raise the price or they can shrink the amount of product that they're giving you. Mm-hmm. So a 12-ounce bag of chips goes to a 10-ounce bag of chips.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, is that what's happening to my chips?
Yeah, and that's also what happens in the service industry, right?
Yeah.
It's going on with Southwest right now. Southwest is losing money, so they're getting rid of the free bag thing. That's over.
Oh, yeah, I had to pay $40 a bag on the last trip, yeah.
It was over as of, I think, June 15th.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, wait, $40 a bag for, that was the whole thing. I got 2 bags for free.
Yeah, that shit's over now. So that's the service industry version of shrinkflation is Spectrum coming to our building, taking them like 3 months to install equipment and then not even finishing the job.
No.
And saying, hey, you're on your own. Okay, cool, man.
And your billing starts in like 3 weeks, they said.
Yeah.
For $1,000. And I'm like, we just not even set up yet. So we're still running off the old thing. And then the water thing here with the boil notices and all that other stuff. And the guy looks at me and he's like, at least the toilets were flush, And I was like, okay, cool. But you're just kind of beaten down in life every day. And at the end of it, you're like, fuck, man, can I just make it through the day? Just like a normal human and lay my head down on the pillow at night. And that's why I don't think we'll ever fight back on any shit. You know, like all this government shit will continue to happen. How these people even have the energy to go protest like the No Kings bullshit is crazy.
Well, they're getting paid.
Well, that's true. That's true, actually. And if you are getting paid, and you're probably getting paid for doing what you love, and then maybe they're not actually working a day in their life, those guys, you know? And God bless them. God bless them. Want to shout out your Texas State jersey there. Are we Texas State fans now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm all in. I've heard great things about that university, and they've got a huge student body and everything. We tried to get Hard AF in there, but there's one distributor that owns the stadium, and we're not with that distributor. So we want in Texas State, but it looks fun. What's the statistics of that place? How far is it from here?
It's in San Marcos, so what, like 25 minutes?
Yeah. So it's exit 205. You ever been on 35
Yeah.
in San Antonio? It's
Is
like
it by the outlet
Yeah,
malls?
yeah.
Yes.
No shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fuck. Let's go to a game there. Let's do a tailgate there this year.
Welcome to the Outside the Top 25 preview.
Yeah. How are they going to do this year?
They are contenders for the Sun Belt title.
Yeah, probably 8-9 wins.
Great. All right. I'm all in. Let's do it. The
And
jerseys
also,
are cool.
Yeah, and also on 1 month from today, actually, July 18th is when the new college football video game comes out. And as Bob mentioned a couple of weeks ago on the sports show, they've changed the way that they pay dividends to the teams for their logos and shit. Right?
Okay.
So one of the ways the players will get paid for NIL, right?
Yep.
In some way, I don't know if it's probably bundled, to be honest. And if you're a featured athlete and like cut scenes or on the cover or something like that, you probably get paid more, I would imagine. I don't know, but that's usually how you do that. But for the teams, it's based on how much you play them, right? So we're going to go full crazy on this, and I'm going to buy the game the day it comes out. Actually, I'll probably get the...
I will too, because my kid loves it.
Yeah, I'll get the pre-version that comes out a couple days early.
Yeah. That's what we did
And
last time.
I'm only going to play...
Texas State.
So
Texas they get more
State.
money?
Yep. So they get more money, and I encourage all of you to do the same. If you're a fan of playing football video games, only play at Texas State. We're gonna go full retard on this.
I love it.
And try to raise money for their NIL. Just so. I mean, honestly, what I want is for their AD to be like, "What the fuck is going on here? Why are we getting? Why are so many people playing as Texas State?" And then he'll look for it, and he'll find us on the internet.
Don't you do shit like that, Delco, where you play these weird teams and try to get them to win?
I mean, this is my Texas team is T-State.
Is it really?
I'm a booster.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and also
I like shit like that.
Also, they're a good team, and the school itself is close and dope.
It's a great college town.
Yeah.
Like a genuinely fantastic
Really?
college
We used
town.
to shoot all of our TFM sketches at T-State.
No shit.
Yeah, the shout out to the ATO house at Texas State. They're not in that house anymore, but we shot all the like exec board episodes and a lot of other stuff in their fraternity house. We'd give the kids like $300, $400. Be like, can we shoot here for 2 nights? And they're like, fuck yeah. And they just bought a bunch
How's their Greek system? Can we drop off Hard AF there?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, great.
Yeah, they've come by here before, actually.
Have they?
Yeah, Texas State guys have come by here and picked up Party Up before. Yeah,
That's right. Holy shit, dude. Yeah. So let's do it, man. I'm down. Where is it? In San Marcos?
Yeah. So it's
I'll tell you what, go to the store locator real quick on hardafseltzer.com. Let's see what's around there. I'll try to just buy out like an HEB or something and see how many
plenty of
cases.
HEBs, yeah.
Is there down there? Okay.
Yep.
It's
in the HEB right on campus, it looks like.
Oh, shit. Even better. Yeah. So we'll just buy them out and then drop them off at the fraternity. What's the other thing that's close there? What's the other store? 2 HEBs?
That's another HEB, but that's closer to the highway. This one, the number one right here, that is within walking distance of the campus.
Great. But like I said, we try to get it in the stadium there, and they one distributor, I guess, owns a fucking monopoly on it, and yeah, it sucks. But the AD was all in. He was like, I love it. Let's fucking go. This would be great. Welcome to the show, kids. God, I feel good today. I feel really fucking good today. Are we shouting out Build the Wall, Governale first?
Yeah.
Build the Wall, Governale! Went viral. We posted his video on our Drinkin Bros podcast Instagram, but he's also on Fox, right? Did they show him on Fox News too? I think he posted like, look, Ma, I made it, right? There he is. What's his shirt say, Bob? Read that aloud for the audio listeners when you see it.
I don't know if we can show a fox on YouTube.
I
is
think
what
you
I'm saying.
can. Try it.
All right.
Try it.
Just play the just
digital.
play the audio and put up a weird picture of Justin while you're doing it.
Yeah. No. Well, there you go.
It's fucking Fox.
It's
Digital.
Fox. Fox loves us.
They're not even.
When I changed it to go to my comedy show. And then immediately all these people started turning their head because they're like, what? And they started like taking pictures. The next day I saw like photos on social media, like screenshots of me on these pages. And they were like, hey, he is a known agitator. Please share his face. And I was like, yeah, I keep sharing my face. Let's go to my comedy show, dude. Like free promotion. My name is Justin Governale. I'm a former Scout Sniper in the Marine Corps, stand-up comic, 2 seasons of Naked and Afraid, former professional fighter, jiu-jitsu black belt, and dad. I got a comedy show this Saturday. After the comedy shows, when it's a bar show, you'll see like fist fights outside the bars at like 2 in the morning. And I'll always record them, but from a selfie mode. And I'll be like, hey guys, this upcoming Friday, I got a comedy show. Come check it out. And there's just people fighting behind me, and I'm just like not addressing it. So it's dumb, right? It's become like my way to market, and people are like, that is hilarious. I'll be there. She won't be there, but you guys can be there. So I get online, and I see that they have like the biggest protest to date on a Wednesday and one on a Saturday. And so I just made signs. I have a whole bunch of other ones. Some of them are vulgar, some, right, whatever. And I kind of went undercover. I didn't exactly agree with their narrative, but I also know that if I'm alone and I come up with a sign that says, go to my comedy show, they're going to be pretty upset. And I'm by myself. I'm a pretty self-aware individual. Like, I can fight, but I can't fight 3 guys, 4 guys, right? Or people, whatever, right? They, thems. And I turned around and I just went, boom, and I changed it to go to my comedy show. And then the second time, when they were chanting F Trump, I held my sign up, said something kind of vulgar and funny. Somebody on a megaphone started describing what I was wearing, right? As I walked off, they're like, ah. And so I just walked off real casual, you know, but I will give it to them. They didn't try and throw punches. They didn't try and attack me. They kept it peaceful. First Amendment, man. That's why I went to Iraq and got blown up, right? So you can say and believe whatever you want and vice versa, man. What's funny is like people are just like arguing with me, like, I can't believe you and messing. And I'm like, my mother is from Mexico, you know, like she was a migrant worker and she eventually got her citizenship when I was 11. And when she became an American citizen, she was so freaking proud. And I remember being 11 and just being like, yeah, whatever. You know, oh, cool, mom, you know, and she was like, Justin, I'm an American citizen. And she studied for her test and all that. I'm very fortunate to be here. And I've driven to Guatemala from San Antonio, and I've seen caravans of humans walking up, man. And I've met people that told me they're paying a coyote one day. And when I said, are you sure it's dangerous? They pointed to the ground and they said, yeah, it's dangerous, but this is no life to live, brother, like in Spanish. And I said, you know what? I'm like, you know what? Respect, dude. How can some of these people not want a better life in America? So I don't blame them. But on the
Governale
same notion,
is such a piece of shit, too.
We have to protect their borders, right?
He's like
I'll stand on that,
professional
right?
troll.
Like, we have to make sure there's
really
a process to do it legally.
Build the
so
wall,
track
Governor.
the
And they
people that
show
are
the
coming
wall,
in
too.
And be
God,
safe
it's
about it.
great.
But at the end of the day, I was there to just plug my comedy show, you know? And it got way more attention than I thought it would.
So go to his show, I guess.
Yeah, go to his show.
Except for it happened 4 days ago, so.
That's fine now, but for the audio listeners here, he was protesting with a shirt that said, "Don't bully me, I'll come." So it was really fucking funny. It ends up going viral, and a bunch of people were tagging us in it. Governale hit me up last night, and he said, he goes, hey, man, some of these people actually thought I was there for, like, to support the protest, you know, or whatever, like listeners and things like that of ours. And I go, no. He's simply there to troll and get people to go to his comedy show. And I will say this, even though he is an actual badass, like, I mean, black belt and all that other shit. I was out at a bar with him one night, my wife and I, and these people just kept trying to fuck with him for some reason, and like he won't fight.
No,
he won't fight out in public.
No, he won't. Not for free.
No. So good for him, and congratulations to our good friend Justin Build the Wall Governale for going viral on Fox. Next up, Israel plans to kill the Ayatollah. Israel Defense Minister. Is his name Israel? That's not original. It's kind of like America Ferrera. Where do you live? Well, America.
Is she even from here?
Yeah.
I think she is, maybe, but
That last name is suspicious, my friend. Play the music.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. You
Need to put
gonna
my-
blast this fool or what, Holmes?
Put my
Born in
headphones on.
Los Angeles.
Born in L.A.
I said America,
Los Angeles.
Bob.
United Stars. Huevos Rancheros.
Oh, by the way, before we get too far into this show,
Sure.
sorry, I'm just undoing.
No, take your time.
And also, speaking of Mexicans,
yeah.
change all your passwords today.
Why?
All of them. Because Apple, Meta, and Google lost a combined 16 billion usernames and passwords today.
No fucking way.
With a B. Which is double the amount of people on Earth. So probably one of yours.
Holy shit.
Yep.
God damn. What? Why? How?
I don't know yet.
All right. Israel Defense Minister, Katz, K-A-T-Z. Man, that is the most common name in Hollywood. Last name, too. Made the most direct threat to date against Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei on Thursday. Katz said the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, have been instructed that Khamenei should not continue to exist.
That's a diplomatic way to say cut his head off.
I love it, actually. That guy should not continue to exist. I'm actually going to use that phrase. I really love it. Though he stopped short of saying there was a specific operation targeting the Iranian leader. Katz said the Israeli defense, a dictator like Khamenei, who heads a country like Iran, has made the destruction of Israel his mission, cannot continue to exist. The IDF has been instructed and knows that in order to achieve all of its goals, this man absolutely should not continue to exist. He just keeps saying it over and over and over again.
Yeah, now, he's not wrong. Somebody should... to be honest, I think that Iranians should kill the Ayatollah.
And overthrow their government?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. But not wrong. Now, Israel said this in response to one of their hospitals getting hit. And by the way, this is a hospital, again, more kind of disinformation about how things are in the country of Israel. This is a hospital that services both Gazans and Israelis, right?
Okay.
Which are, I mean, so I guess not even Gazans, like people that consider themselves Palestinians live in Israel next to this hospital and use it. That's where they go, right?
Yeah. Bob, you can pull up that hospital on Twitter.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you if this is real, because now I feel like I have to ask that with every single fucking thing we post. Is it an actual? Can we confirm that was an actual hospital that really did that? There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's real. All right.
Yep.
And that was in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, and it's so a bunch of Palestinian people live there.
Okay.
And also are in the government.
In Iran or Israel?
Israel.
Okay.
Which is not, that doesn't really fit this whole narrative.
No.
Like I'm
confused.
I don't like Netanyahu because I agree in principle with his position, which is that Iran is evil and something's got to be done about them. But the way that he's conducted it over time, which is to allow Hamas to fester, so that would overtake the PLO and keep Palestine from becoming a state. He did that for sure. There's no question about that. Also allowed, as a result of that, allowed Iran to or not allowed, but fucking kind of encouraged Iran in some ways to build out this infrastructure for supporting terrorism, not just with Hamas, but with Hezbollah and Houthi as well, right? So I don't like any of that. I think Netanyahu is a bad guy that's used subterfuge and shit like that, and it's created a massive amount of blowback that's cost us and his own citizens quite a bit, just like our government has, right?
Yeah.
But fuck Iran, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So, and also this narrative that there's an apartheid or like a fucking what I think Dave Smith at some point during that Douglas Murray thing said that, yeah, it's basically a concentration camp. I mean, that's a fucking mongoloid take, to be honest, because literally there are Muslim Brotherhood people in the government in Israel. Anyways, so this was always the position, in my opinion, of Israel. They're just saying it now because they can get away with saying it because a hospital just got bombed.
Right.
That's my take on that.
So with this, what do you think? Tonight's? Because I called tonight's.
Well, so Trump, what's her name? The blonde chick that's married to like a 65-year-old.
Leave it, Carolyn Baker, leave it.
Something like that.
Whatever.
But no, Baker Levitt is a completely different human being who's a friend of ours.
Well, He's that age.
He's a giant bald baby, basically, and everybody knows it.
Right.
Anyways, he was on the very first episode.
Yeah.
Of
fake news.
Fake news.
Yeah.
The first like 2 or 3 actually. Anyways, so yeah, they did a press conference this afternoon where it's like President Trump has given them 2 weeks to figure some shit out. Now, that's silly because
who is he giving 2 weeks to?
Iran.
Okay.
Because our B-2s are already in the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't really tell the enemy a real timeline. You give them a longer timeline than you're actually going to give them, and then you fucking hit them. Once you become convinced they're not going to do anything. Now, I don't know if they're going to hit anybody or not.
Look, if a hospital gets hit, I can tell you what Israel's going to do.
I mean, Israel is hitting them right now anyways, right? I mean, if it were me and I'm Trump and Israel asked me to sell bunker busters to them, like, all right, fine. Here you go.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So,
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't, to be honest.
If we know where he's at, which Trump claims.
Well, this isn't, forget about Khomeini for a minute and just think about the nuclear facility that's underground over there. Just fucking blow it up.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the U.S. wouldn't immediately give them bunker busters and blow that shit. Because if what we're hearing from these two administrations, the Israeli and American administration, is that Iran getting a nuke is off the table. We'll do whatever we can to stop that or what we have to stop that, and that they're currently doing it at this specific location, then the only solution to that is to blow that fucking place up, in my opinion, right? If all this is true, what they're saying, you just blow it up. Like, what's the point of talking about it?
I don't either. So, like, I don't really understand the 2-week timeline or any of that shit.
Well, the 2-week timeline is because Trump doesn't want to be involved in this shit, and I respect him for it. I mean, as much shit as I give him, he's really trying to get Iran to agree to something. But
so you actually believe that?
I do, yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is from what I hear from people in the intelligence community. He really wants it to be part of his legacy that he sorted this out, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's a big ego point for him, in the same way that the Abraham Accords were. And to be honest, this would fold nicely into the Abraham Accords. It's also a big deal for China. So China's Belt and Road Initiative is 100% dependent on them having access to Iran. That's why they're fighting so hard to keep us out of it, giving them money and weapons. That's where Russia, they get some from Russia, but to be honest, a lot of their newer tech is coming from China, and their money and their targeting packages on Israel probably as well. If I had to guess, I don't know that for sure. But in the same way that the United States provided targeting packages to Ukraine to hit Russia, which we definitely did, I'm pretty sure that China's doing that for Iran to hit Israel. Right?
Okay.
The reason they're doing that is because without Iran, without access to the Hormuz and Suez, they're fucked. Yep. China's fucked, right? And also, I think 85% of their oil comes from Iran.
Jesus
or
Christ.
Something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but it's a lot.
That's a lot.
So they would be in really bad shape. Their economy's already in really bad shape now. So keep that in mind when all this stuff's going on. This isn't just about Israel and Iran. It's also about China. Okay. So, anyways.
So why wouldn't China then step in and say, "Hey, let's just knock off Khomeini and get this fucking over with, blow up the nuke facilities, and then go back to business as usual"?
I mean, I think it would be if the Trump administration explained to the public that that's what it was, people might be more in line with that. But I could tell you that the idea of American soldiers on the ground over there is a complete non-starter for everybody.
Everybody.
There's like 5 pieces of shit in D.C. who will never serve in the military or in combat who want that, but nobody else does, right? And like on both sides, everybody is against that shit, including the most right of right people.
But the 5, I think, are the 5 Republicans. It's usually Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell.
I'm sure. I haven't heard anything from Crenshaw on this, but usually he's a big war hawk piece of shit too.
Yeah, but because I don't think he wants troops on the ground.
No, I don't think
he's
so
a
either.
war hawk, but as long as troops aren't on the ground and nobody else can lose an eye.
No, I mean, yeah. But like it would. So it's in America's economic interest for Iran to experience regime change, for sure, right? it is not in America's interest for America to be involved in it because we see how that goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it cost us trillions of dollars in the early 2000s. Fuck that shit. That's stupid. But if Israel is able to decimate them to the level that people internally in the country can take back over, maybe that's something. I don't think it's going to go well because China is going to immediately. So here's the problem with the whole strategy. We want Ayatollah gone, right? But we don't want to put people in that country, right? Those are conflicting because what's going to happen is once the Ayatollah is gone, China's going to be in there and they're going to install their own guy. That's how it'll work, right?
And who is that guy?
I don't know. Who knows, right?
Well, I don't know if there's a number 2 in line because usually there is. And they've got, somebody else waiting behind the scenes.
I'm sure they do, but Chinese intelligence doesn't even have a name. Right?
Gotcha.
Like when I say they don't, I mean, there's no name for the organization. It's how secretive it is.
Okay.
So they're not going to telegraph any of that stuff. So it's just nonsense, right? Nobody wants this bullshit. And I don't know that there's a diplomatic outcome here, to be honest, because if anything, China will just help Iran hide their shit or tell them to go along with what we're saying and we'll circle back later and get you nukes or whatever the fuck, right? I don't know. But unless we're willing to, when I say we, I mean a Western coalition of some sort, we're willing to go into Iran literally and take it over and kick China the fuck out, then none of this shit's going to be effective in my opinion, right? So, and we're not going to do that, nor should we. So I think the only thing that we should really care about doing is fucking up that nuke base and then move on with our lives.
What about the Ayatollah then?
If they want to clip him. But I don't know. I don't know that it's a net negative or net positive. Anytime you create a power vacuum, it's either an opportunity or a fucking disaster. But if you're not there to manage it, it's always a disaster. You know what I mean? I think the people of Iran have to decide what they want to, what kind of life they want to live.
Well, there's, even going back to that Tucker Carlson thing yesterday, 92 million people is a lot. Like, you can make a difference if you want. You can overthrow your government with 92 million people if you want to. And to my knowledge, over the years, the last 5 years, they've been close a couple times, but they were able to kill everybody. Remember that?
Yeah. And I've heard from people in government who hate government that Iran does have nuclear tech, and it's been provided to them by China. I've heard this from some other people in our business that I trust, that have gone over there. But again, this I'll bring it back to this. We're still not the fucking target here, right?
Right.
It's either Europe or Israel. It's not us. They cannot reach us. They do not have the munitions to reach us, no matter what kind of nuke they have. So, I mean, I just don't understand the purpose of us taking on that risk.
I don't either.
Know what I mean?
I don't either. If you want to sell those bunker busters and all that shit to Israel and have them do it, great. But then, Bob, I just sent you a video here on Twitter, if you can pull that up, because here was what was going on at their parliament yesterday in Iran. As they were chanting death to America here. Did you see this video?
No.
The little tiny lighters they're using to light this American. And then what are the rest of the people? Oh, whoa, whoopsies. That went up pretty quick. So you can cut it from there, but if you're doing this shit, it's probably time to take them out, or at least Israel do it.
I mean, if Israel wants to wipe them off the face of the earth, I have no issue with that.
Okay.
But I just don't see the net positive of the U.S. specifically getting involved. If we want to sell them bunker busters that they need to fuck them up, go for it. I don't care about that. I'm not I have no moral qualms with that at all. But there's no fucking way that we should get involved in this.
Okay, because the last...
It doesn't benefit us in any way. Unless you want to say that disrupting China economically from starting the Belt Road Initiative and continuing with BRICS and trying to interrupt the petrodollar and shit like that is worth war. And let's be really fucking frank here. All throughout human history, people have fought wars for resources. Let's not pretend that it's always some moral, just it's what's moral and just, I guess, right? Like, if you're in like a post-apocalyptic situation and there's enough food for 10 people left, and you've got a family of 5, and that other dude's got a family of 5, what are you gonna do? I know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna kill him and everybody else.
Same.
And I'm gonna feed my family, right? And that's an extreme situation. Maybe it's not applicable here, I guess. I don't know. But if China is with what they do, which is slavery, trying to become like kick us off of the top of the food chain here, we have to stop that in some way, right? Now, American soft power, in my opinion, is the best way to do it. But, and I think that might be an argument against killing the Ayatollah. Because I don't know how in bed with China he is. He's still like an old school hardliner, and he would certainly take help from them, but not like orders. And if China was able to actually install their own guy, that dude's taking orders, which means he's going to be much more effective for China. That's my opinion. So I don't know that it makes a lot of sense to kill him.
Well, I got one more question here for you here because it's a military question, and it's a rumor going around that the United States is preparing some 30,000-pound bomb to give to Israel or to potentially drop on them. What is that?
It's the one I talked about the other day, the GBU-57, 30,000-pound bomb. I think it's called a fucking...
You have a picture of this?
Massive ordnance penetrator, or MOP, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
GBU-57.
And is this the only plane that can drop it?
That I don't know about that. Jared would have better...
Got it.
Information on that.
But that bomb right there weighs 30,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's a chode of a plane.
Wow, dude. That's a sweet chode, dude. That looks exactly like the one that dropped in Roswell in 1947, by the way. Just saying. I think it took us 60 years to catch up with the technology. And aliens are real, and they're out there. All right? Just buckle up. Just be prepared. Speaking of being prepared, prepare yourself for 4th of July. With OmahaSteaks.com, our title sponsor here. Whew. It's getting close, kids. I can fucking smell it. 50% off site-wide, and all of our listeners get an extra $45 off. They're telling me in my ear. $45 off. The promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout over there. Huge box came to my house last night, dude. That was a nice little pick-me-up when I got home from work. We're about to have the Great American Steak Off with these guys. So here's what I didn't ask you. I was talking about this earlier in Ross Patterson Revolution. When I got the box, they sent me this gift certificate for $150 off wine. Did you know they had wine too?
Yeah, I don't know who the deal is with, so I don't want to say one way or the other, but it
says 1917 on the wine, Bob, if you can pull it up.
Is it a specific company or is it a distributor?
Can't tell. It's right there on the websites.
That's a bunch of different types of wine.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It's one company, but,
but
1917
God,
is just one of the companies that is involved.
Well, that's also the year that they were open, so
yeah,
maybe.
This is pretty common. Yeah, it is. That might be their wine. They may own it, actually. I don't know about that. But there used to be a meat delivery company. It's something I used like 10 years ago, and they had a wine club offer with it as well. Just like co-branded or whatever the fuck, but it was the wine was always good.
Yeah. So look, full disclosure, I eat these filet mignons probably 4 days a week, man. It's actually cheaper than going to the grocery store, and it just gets dropped right off of your house. Obviously, it's 4th of July. I got the kids. We're always grilling out and doing some fun stuff. So I added extra hot dogs, so you can mix and match all these boxes over there. And they also do like everything across the board. I mean, you got seafood, you got pork, you got chicken, and they have awesome desserts. And then they got wine pairings and everything else. a lot of people have asked me too, like, did Omaha Steaks.com go through like a major, upgrade and everything else? Yes, they did. And so they're rebranding and they're fucking rad. I mean, they're amazing. And the deals are incredible. Take advantage of this one. It is 50% off plus an extra $45 off, $35 off the promo code Drinkin Bros at check. No, it's $45 now for 4th of July. God damn it, dude. They're getting even better here. So for 4th of July, for the world's best steak experience, go to omahasteaks.com and grill with your family. You're going to get 50% off site-wide, plus an extra $45 off with the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. It's omahasteaks.com, an extra $45 off on top of the 50% off, the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout. Fucking love Omaha, dude. I hope they stay on, by the way. I have a call with them at the end of the month. There's a lot of sponsors where you're like, please just stay on forever. I love you. So hopefully this is one of them here because I really enjoy their food. Next up, globalize the Intifada. I'm so fucking tired of hearing that, dude. Why? Why that word?
What do you mean?
Just because of Antifa?
No. Intifada is an Arabic word that means like a rebellion or uprising. So this is like the call to action to reestablish the global caliphate.
I've actually never heard it, so this is all new to me. But I'm seeing these fucking signs with it where everybody wants this to happen here in America. At some of these fucking protests and shit. That's what that fucking means?
Yeah.
And we've got fucking dummies here holding up these signs?
Yeah, so it's like it's like a...
Yeah, pop that up top left.
It's like from the river to the sea, but not just with regard to Israel. It's like a global... We want to take over... This is the Ottoman Empire. We want to take over the entire world, or the global caliphate from pre-Ottoman time.
It's like their version of a crusade.
No shit. I did not know that. But yeah, these signs have been popping up in America as well. Middle East tensions seeped into the New York City campaign trail this week as President Donald Trump considers striking Iran when asked by the Bulwark podcast host Tim Miller if the phrase is globalize the Intifada and from the river to the sea make him uncomfortable. Mayoral candidates Zoran, is that fucking real? Is this Mom Donnie?
This is the guy who is talking about like all the he's a socialist.
Okay.
That's running for mayor of New York or some shit. He's not going to win. Cuomo's going to win.
Cuomo's going to win. Yeah.
Just because of name ID, but
it's close. It's fairly close.
Is it really?
It's not. No.
Show the bring up the polls just in case.
It's.
I know polls are fake, but I just want to hear what the news.
It's not in reality. It's not close, but they're trying to make it like that just for ratings, you know.
Even Obama's coming out against this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, he'll never win.
Oh, so he's that socialist?
Yeah, but I mean, it's like
if you're too socialist for Obama,
but if you're the media, you want it to be close right now. Otherwise, there's no story. You can't fucking say, look how close this crazy guy is to winning. It's all made up. Okay. Everything in life is fake. I'm going to get to exactly how fake everything is here in a little while, but yeah, look at this for now.
For sure. So the very word has been used by the Holocaust Museum when translating the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising into Arabic, which is a word that means struggle. The clip has since gone viral as Jewish advocacy groups and influencers slammed Mom Danny. It's a fucking awful last name. You got to rebrand that too, bro.
Well, he's dinger, 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 or whatever the fuck those
we need
people
that
are.
Noise back, dude. We need that noise back. That one we need back. And the clip has been slammed by Jewish advocacy groups, obviously, and globalized the Intifada and all that shit.
Yeah, Chenzi's correct in the chat. Actually, he's a communist, not a.
Oh, he's a
socialist.
communist.
Yeah. So
that's fun.
They were like he's been slammed for because he won't condemn the phrase globalize the Intifada. I mean, it is literally globalize the Intifada means a global caliphate. It means Muslims travel all over the world, breed, procreate, blah, 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 outgrow other people, and then push them off of their own land. That's literally what it means. And then, they did it at the what do you call it? The Warsaw Ghetto Uprising Museum, right? Uh-huh. And just stood outside of it with globalize the Intifada. And he's like, oh, that's not a big deal. I guess.
Yeah.
Like, go to fucking Auschwitz and say globalize the Intifada. Not that the Muslims had anything to do with that necessarily, but yeah, the Jews are not thrilled. Cuomo lit him up. He said that's not only wrong, it's dangerous. At a time we are seeing anti-Semitism on the rise and blah, 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 blah. I don't give a fuck about anti-Semitism. You're well within your rights to hate anybody you want, frankly, right? Especially in this country. It is odd, though, that a guy who's running for office in a city that has a couple of Jews in it, and most of them, if not all of them, are Democrats.
And very powerful.
Yeah, is saying this kind of shit. So when you show me a poll that says it's even close like that, I know that that's not real. Not that any poll is ever really real.
What are they saying, Bob? What are the numbers on that?
Yeah,
It looked like Cuomo was averaging about plus 15, I would say.
That's like still, though, like it should be like plus 50, obviously, with this guy, right? But these polls are made to make it seem like he's within reach. Otherwise, there's no story.
So
you know what I mean?
Here's what I can't understand, because this is the second time this week that's somebody from New York has said crazy shit about other countries. Play this clip from AOC that went viral yesterday, the day before.
And I will tell you, there are people out there that say if you go out and if you make this endorsement and if you do this, your political career will be over. And to that I say, I don't care. When they do that, free Palestine as well.
Oh, is she doing a fucking rally for this guy?
That's for somebody named Zoran. I don't know who that is.
That's his first name.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Holy shit. So she wants this guy to be mayor of New York?
I suppose, yeah.
She has endorsed him, I believe.
Holy fuck.
And to be honest, like, in addition to this, the reason I put this story in here, in addition to this, I don't know if you saw it, but there are people in the U.S. protesting with Iranian flags right now, right? Uh-huh. Now, if you want to be anti-war, cool. That's a position.
Yeah.
And a fine one, to be honest. Like, certainly having anti-war people around makes the people that want it have to go out of their way to prove that it needs to happen to the rest of us. And I'm fine with that. That's a good fucking roadblock for stupid shit, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't want to fight wars on behalf of another country, fine as well. Good with that, no matter what the country it is, but to include Israel. But if you're going to wave the flag of a despotic regime that kills everybody, gay people, and a woman takes her fucking scarf off, she gets dead, fucking dead. These people are fucking crazy. So, in my opinion, if you're like, I don't care. We got to start looking into how we're going to handle the First Amendment in the United States and what exactly is protected speech, right? Like, frankly, the general standard is, provided you're not inciting violence, right? Or lying about someone in a way that makes them lose face or money, right? Like slander and libel, right? Uh-huh. Those are the examples of when you can't say whatever you want. By the way, that crowd yelling fire in a crowded movie theater, that's not true. You can do that. The Supreme Court overruled that. You can say it if you want. Nothing anybody can do about it. But I don't know that it's smart for a country to allow other, even citizens, to protest on behalf of a foreign country, especially a despotic Islamic regime that's trying to take over ours, right? Yeah. That doesn't seem smart to me, to be honest. I don't know what the answer to that is, because if you start making rules like that, then, once if you don't even call it the other side gets in, they're going to try to do some crazy bullshit too, right? Yeah. So it's probably not something that you can really deal with. But I do think there should be, I think you should be allowed to punch them in the face with impunity. Like, you're allowed to say, this way we don't get into manhandling the First Amendment at all. Mm-hmm. And you just say, hey, if somebody's fucking out here cheering on a foreign country that we're at war with, you can just punch them in their fucking face.
Yeah, because what I'm sick of with all the different flags and all this fucking bullshit, Palestine, Iran, Mexico, all of it, is if you love it that goddamn much, why aren't you there? Yeah. I just don't. You want all the freedoms of America to say your stupid bullshits and then live a rad life, but then you swear by these countries that you refuse to go back to. Yeah. I don't get it, dude.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think obviously there's only one flag you should be waving in this country, and it's not Israel's, and it's not Iran's, and it's not fucking Palestine's, and it's not Ukraine's or Russia's or any of these other fucking gay ass countries. All these countries are gay.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
We're the only country that's not gay. Gay's trying to take us over, but all the other countries are gay as fuck. So wave our flag, right? That's it. But I'm not like it's a complete non-starter to even start the process of punishing people for doing dumb shit like that, because it is protected by the First Amendment. When I say punishing people, I mean the government punishing people. An average citizen walking down the street, pop them.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't personally do it. I would just laugh at them. Or offer to buy them a ticket to Iran. I'll buy you a first-class ticket to Tehran right now if you go there and stay for 1 year.
And so I had this conversation with one of the Free Palestine fucking people or whatever, and I was like, well, you can go, and it's like, well, no, I don't know where to be and all that other stuff. And I go, dude, people are doing it. We showed the Egypt case the other night. Did we ever bring up the Greta Thunberg thing?
I think we kind of casually talked about it.
She went on a fucking boat to Palestine?
Yeah, so they scooped her up and made them watch video footage of the October 7th stuff. That's what they did.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they made her watch Hamas walk through the city killing women and children.
No fucking way. What did she say?
I don't remember. Something retarded.
I mean, it's got to be a mixed bag for her because it is a carbon footprint reduction, but also...
That's a great line, Bob. It's a great line today.
I mean, dude, Genghis Khan, the greatest environmentalist in human history.
Yeah.
The temperature by a degree.
Yeah. You can see it in the fossil records during the Mongol run. It was cooler on Earth. Dan, to your point about laughing at them, this is the quote I always go back to from one of your favorite authors when I see shit that sucks but isn't necessarily criminal. Mm-hmm. Above all else, the devil cannot stand to be mocked. Which is C.S. Lewis.
Yeah, he's that's one of the best quotes of all time, actually. And it's that's kind of the purpose of comedies, to make fun of these people. That's why I like what Justin did so much. Like, certainly he's out there promoting his comedy
Build
show
the wall,
and shit like
Governale,
that,
yeah.
but he's just being a fucking dick because it's funny. Like that's the purpose of comedy, and is, in my opinion, the entertainment is part of it, but satirizing things. Like, look at how fucking stupid this is. Without all the fucking hair and makeup and charisma and all that shit, if you just look at what they're saying and doing, it's like, oh, these people are fucking retarded, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's really good.
And, back to the guy that I was talking about with the Palestine bullshit. I go, are you from there? And he goes, no, my relatives are. And he's like, I go, were you born in America? Yeah, I was born in America. And I go, awesome, so you're American. I don't really get do you see relatives over there? No relatives, no nothing. It's like, I know that I'm Irish, my last name and all that other shit. I don't give a fuck if Ireland went to war at all, whatsoever. We have no business in that or anything else. And I'm certainly not going to go out in the fucking streets, wave an Ireland flag or put it on my social media or anything else. I was born here. I love America and I live here, and I'm not going to live anywhere else. Therefore, I'm not going to do any of this other fucking bullshit for any other flag in the goddamn world, other than this country.
This has all been part of a long Soviet information operation to make people hate America, you know what I mean? And, to be fair, the American government has done its part, right? I mean, they took us to war multiple times for no fucking reason. I don't just mean Iraq and Afghanistan.
Vietnam.
Vietnam was a big one.
Jesus Christ.
And then all the meddling that not so much Carter, but Reagan, Nixon, LBJ, and Kennedy and so on did during the Cold War, to no real positive effect, frankly. I mean, but anyways, yeah, it's like they've done their part, but this is part of an information operation. People, if you're in a country where you can do a No Kings protest, you don't have to. You understand how that works?
Yeah, I just don't get it, man. And I know I've said this in the past, and I'll say it one more time, but if I wasn't allowed to go to any other country in the world the rest of my life, I would be fine. Like, take this Texas state. I've never been there. There's so many parts of America that are awesome that I've never even experienced, and that's 30 minutes down the road, you've said, and it's supposed to be beautiful. Yeah. Awesome, man. That's how great America is.
Well, a lot of people make fun of, like, oh, most Americans haven't even been outside their country. It's like, yeah, because your country sucks.
Yeah, I have no desire.
What are you talking about?
Zero desire to go to your shithole country.
Like the third largest country by land in the world.
Yeah.
Third, fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other ones are not ones you really want to. You don't want to go to Russia and China. There's some cool shit in those places, to be fair, but the countries themselves suck. So the other ones that are like landmass size, like us. Like Brazil's pretty big too, right? Aren't they like fifth?
Brazil is in the top 5 for sure.
Yeah,
and then Australia as well.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
But do you guys find a lot of Brazilians that migrate here?
Yeah,
it's a fair amount.
A lot. Yeah,
really.
No The only Americans that migrate to Brazil are dudes that are fighters usually.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, good.
MMA. Yeah.
I know it's a big training. A lot of my buddies have gone down there to live. Like Thailand and Brazil, a bunch of my buddies have gone to live there for like a couple years at a time to do what they do, right? But yeah, I just like the whole thing of people whining, bitching, and moaning about America. One, if you got a problem with it, do something to affect it. Protesting isn't doing shit, right? Like if you're upset about the way black people are being treated, grow to a level of power, and I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying if you feel that way, grow to a level of power and then start treating them well. That's your part. You can do that, right? You're not changing our system of fucking government. You're not changing somebody else's mind. So what the fuck are you wasting your time for? And then people are beating down the door to get into the United States. Always,
literally,
always. That nobody is. The only people that have fled the United States are criminal illegals and Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, or
right?
criminals from here. Like,
yeah,
expats. So I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
But it's mostly criminal illegals and Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah,
that's who flees America. Everybody else is just like, I'm not leaving. What are you talking
Ellen
about?
DeGeneres.
She'll be back. She's gonna get kicked out.
She probably is.
What do we
not
think
gonna
on
come
that?
back. I think she left for other reasons.
I did too. Diddy. No Diddy. I wish there was odds on my bookie on that.
Would you bang Ellen if she showed up at a Diddy party?
Ellen?
Like, let's say it's 2002, right?
Go back. Show me a picture of Ellen from 2002. Is my wife here?
It's not relevant.
Take a little
Might
peek.
do it just to be Eskimo Bros with Portia de Rossi.
Or to get Portia involved.
Portia, yeah.
At that time, yes. That was peak Portia back then.
All right, let's see. Did she have long hair at least?
Longish.
You can get through that. You can struggle through that.
And if she's showing up to freak offs, there's no way it's just a fucking scissor.
No.
Right? She's getting plowed.
Yeah. I disagree. I have a totally different take on what Ellen was doing at the freak
sliding up and down and down the banister.
What do you think?
First off, it's really, really funny to me. Like I have this picture in my head of like some Diddy sex slave is just like living out a nightmare, and like she looks up and sees what everyone thinks is the nicest person on earth, and she's like, "Please, Ellen, save me." And Ellen just takes her cigar out of her mouth and puts it out on her face and is like, "Sorry, bitch, not today."
Like Rorschach. Rorschach, she's just like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had to dance for years on a fucking TV show in the middle of the afternoon. Fuck you.
I think Ellen's there to watch.
Hey, look, everybody's got to blow off steam. You know what I mean?
All right, so if we're putting in that context, if Ellen's watching in the corner with Portia and they're both buck naked, rubbing clits.
Yeah,
dude.
And
that sounds fun.
A lot of dudes have some. What's the fetish? Like a sub fetish? Yeah. I guess where you want a woman to dominate you and step on your nuts and all that shit.
Oh, I don't have
She
that.
would definitely be into that. I don't know if you would ever get to penetrate her specifically, but if you were into that, that's your gal, I think.
Well,
because she hates dudes, probably, right?
Yeah. Yes. She was like the first openly gay one.
And then she's also an asshole.
Yeah.
So that's probably right up your alley if you're looking for that sort of thing. And to be frank, I don't have that's two adults.
Totally.
So I'm not sure what she would be concerned about for that to come out. It's
unless there's video footage.
Anytime something about your private sexual life comes out, I guess it's kind of embarrassing. I guess I don't know. I don't really give a fuck about that.
They were playing tapes in the courtroom, by the way, on Monday, and so if you
know, it'd be funny. We should get AI to make a picture of a courtroom sketch with everybody pounding off in the audience.
Oh, you're gonna love this because I was wondering too how this went down.
I would get a boner.
No, so what they did was they put a monitor like this directly in front of the jury, and they also made them wear headphones. So no one else in the courtroom could see what was on screen.
Was the jury pounded off?
No, but one guy started laughing. And then another juror got dismissed. But the people that were sitting in the gallery there said, all you could hear was just graphic moaning over and over again.
And meat slapping
for
together?
10 straight minutes.
This sounds like two hams smacking together.
And it was 10 straight minutes.
I like that, dude.
And it was...
That's what every fucking trial should be, whether it involves sex or not. Have an intermission and play some pornography.
So what happened was they were describing the scene, and the scene was, I guess, Cassie having sex with two of the male escorts, and then Diddy jacking off in the corner there. But... yeah, if Ellen and Portia de Rossi are right next to you, I think you could let the Diddy thing slide.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's like a show for them though. I don't even think they're rubbing each other off.
That's what I think too, Bob.
I think they're just there. It's just like it is literally just a live entertainment.
Yep, you've been to one, Delco, so it's like, you know, I'm sure there's just a bunch of people standing on the sidelines watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was most of my experience, just kind of like, oh, that's gross.
Yeah, and then you kind of move on and go to the next thing. So, yeah, if Ellen and Portia are on the side, whatever, man. But I kind of think after this trial's over and when Trump is out, all these fuckers will move back, by the way. Next up, sponsor-wise, we got MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today with MyBookie.com. All right, kids. I was 6 for 6. I'd gone 6 straight fake newses in a row with winning. I lost on Monday's show on a last-second fucking shot. Tonight's is Game 6. Do we know if Tyrese Halliburton is playing?
He's going to allegedly, quote, gut it out.
Good. So it's plus 6.5 for the Pacers.
5.5.
Is it down to 5.5 now?
I'm looking at my bookie right now.
When I bet last night, because I posted it in Drinkin Bro Sports on Facebook. If you want to go there, it's a private group, and you can see all my bet slips. Post some shit, usually 5-6 days a week. I got them at plus 6.5 last night. I took the Pacers, and then I also sprinkled the money line as well because it was like 2.5 to 1 last night. I don't know what it's down to now.
Plus 172.
Woo! So I got in early. All right. I didn't know if Halliburton was playing, so that was a dangerous pick by me last night, but whatever. I think they win tonight, and then my biggest fear is that OKC smokes them in Game 7. So I'm going all in on the Pacers tonight. Thoughts? Let's go around the horn here.
Yeah, I think McConnell's going to have a big game, too.
I hope so.
That weird little white kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I say little.
TJ.
He's my size.
Yeah.
Like he's like maybe an inch or a half inch taller.
Was he 6'1"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
TJ's the man. It's kind of weird that last game, it's like, oh, keep TJ McConnell in.
I know. So, yeah, I think they've got too much pride. And that arena's loud as fuck. They care. And Halliburton, he had 4 points last game. So I think he lights it up tonight, guts it through, and it goes to Game 7. But unfortunately, I think in Game 7, they'll get smoked. Also, we did win on the Panthers. So the Panthers won the cup. We called that on the show, and we won that money as well. So it's been a pretty goddamn good year here. And college football, NFL, all that stuff is right around the corner. You want to bet on Texas State's? Odds are already up. Week 0 and Week 1 odds are already up for college football. NFL odds are already up. Delco's Eagles are favored -7. I'm sorry, yeah, it's -7 against the Dallas Cowboys for the season opener. You can bet on MVP already, champions, over, under, and wins, conference wins for players, all that other teams, players, everything, dude. Heisman Trophy, you name it, and their live casino is incredible because it's actually a real casino. So they pump in a camera live to casinos around the world. You play against their dealers if you're playing blackjack, poker, or roulette. So you're not going against some weird algorithm or a fucking computer, and they fucking rock. It's available in all 50 states, not like those other assholes. So go to mybookie.com, enter that promo code Drinkin Bros to double that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. And for the day one homies, if you're putting money back in and all that other stuff and you lose, they will give you rakebacks. So I got a little rake back the other night of, I think they gave me $18 back for losing that bet the other night. So that's nice, man. I enjoy that. I just want a little something, you know? Go to mybookie.com today. Bet with us or against us on tonight's game. I'm looking forward to it, though. Next up, who is Sergio Gor?
I'll tell you.
One of the most powerful men in the Trump administration.
Yeah, this is the guy that is in charge of vetting all the staffers, basically, right? Mm-hmm. So anybody that gets
Here's his face on screen here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody that gets that moon face guy right there, right?
Yes.
Anybody that works there, blah, blah, blah. But this guy hasn't even been vetted himself. The director of presidential personnel, who recently convinced, you may remember his name because he's the one that convinced Trump to yank our guy Jared Isaacman from NASA, right? Because he's friends with Elon, and this guy hates Elon for some reason.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. But he's yet to submit official paperwork about his own background needed for permanent security clearance. So Gore, he's 38. He's in charge of picking about 4,000 executive branch staff to implement Trump's agenda, and he's done so by canceling people over old tweets, political donations, remarks to ensure their loyalty to the president, which is odd considering Tulsi gave the president a lot of shit back in the day, and so did his fucking vice president, right? This is the guy in charge of the purity test, and he's not even American, by the way. We don't know where the fuck he's from, frankly. He claims to be, I'll get to this in a minute, he claims to be from Malta, but there's no record of that. So anyways, 3 administration insiders told the New York Post that this motherfucker hasn't even done his SF-86, which is a 100-page set of questions required for officials who need security clearances. I've done one, right? For anything top secret and above.
How long does the process take?
It's not about how long the process takes. Like, you can fill this out in one day. I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. Among the questions applicants must answer under threat of criminal penalties is where they were born and whether or not they have foreign connections. That is to say, if you ever pledged your service to a foreign government or loyalty to a foreign government. Gore claims to be from the island of Malta, though an official there could not confirm his birthplace when provided his exact birthday, saying, quote, no acts are registered with the provided details. There's no birth certificate for this guy in Malta on the day that he was allegedly born.
How the fuck did he get in, and why is he there?
It's a really good question. Gore declined to divulge his birthplace to the Post, other than to say it was not Russia. Sources describe Gore's failure to submit his SF-86 as of the time of the Post's inquiries as rare, if not unique. He currently has an interim security clearance, as do some other Trump officials who are waiting on official completion of background checks, but he hasn't even turned in his SF-86.
So you shouldn't get anything, in my opinion.
No, this guy shouldn't be anywhere near the fucking Oval, or the president, or the administration, or maybe not even in this country. This is absolutely insane that someone is being afforded so much access and authority without going through the standard background check process. And the excuse that he gave was that something about the deep state, like, I'm not going to submit my specific information because the deep state's going to come after me or something like that. Didn't apply to Tulsi or Pete or Scott Bessent or so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Right? None of these people. They all fucking got security clearances because that's what you do. What makes this piece of shit so special?
What is it?
Nothing.
But is he have money? Is he rich?
I don't know.
I can't figure this one out.
He is an infected scab on this administration, and so long as he's there, you can't trust anything from that.
No, but who put him in there?
I don't know. I mean, Trump's the one that chose him.
Okay, but there's got to be something. There's got to be something behind the scenes that we don't know.
Yeah, there definitely is.
But we don't know anything about this guy.
We don't know anything.
Is there a net worth on this motherfucker or anything?
Here's what we know. We know that he claims to be from Malta, and we know that Malta says that birth date he gave them doesn't exist in their records. Those are the 2 pieces of information we have about this guy.
Great. Bob, can you look up a net worth on this guy or something? Like, what's his background? Is he
He's
fucking
38.
rich? 38?
And his family
looks like
immigrated.
He's fucking 50.
Yeah, he looks rough. His family immigrated here when he was young, I believe, like in his teen years or something like that. I don't remember.
12. When he was 12, yeah.
So tween.
In 1999. He went to George Washington University, grew up in L.A.
He went to CIA University, too. That's great.
Okay. What's his net worth? Is it?
I'm not seeing anything.
Just pop it in.
I'm not seeing anything.
There is
really?
Nothing. There is nothing.
What the fuck is going on?
This guy's a plant or something's going on here. I don't know. Like, this is the weirdest thing that I've ever seen in federal government.
The only thing, other history on him really is that he worked for Michelle Bachmann and Steve King as a staff member.
So the 2 dumbest people to ever serve in Congress.
Those guys?
Crazy Eyes Michelle Bachmann and Steve King, who got kicked out of the Republican Party. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember that asshole.
He got like all of his committee assignments removed, and they fucking ushered him out because he was so crazy.
They fucking yanked that guy.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
So what do his parents What do his parents do? What do they I mean,
I can't find anything on his parents.
You don't find that odd that with the internet and the way the world is today, we can't find out one thing about this fucking guy, and he's just chilling with Trump right there? But pop up that picture one more time. Because that's a private picture of Trump back there in the background, that painting back there. That's the old school, tennis one that every rich man gets to portrait they get to have of themselves,
Or it might be golf.
Well, either one,
But that looks more tennis to me.
No, that's a tennis sweater.
Yeah,
Bob,
there you go,
calm
Bob.
down,
Can't
dude.
confirm.
Bob's all
I
fucking
could hear
nipped
your
up
boner
over there.
hit the bottom of the desk.
Actually, it's a tennis outfit.
Man, that was loud. Forgive me at home if you could hear Bob's boner, the audio listeners. My God, man. But yeah, this guy shouldn't fucking be there. And if we can't find any information on our own, Jesus Christ, I don't get it. What, have you asked any of your friends up there?
He was against using SF-86s, I guess, for all of Trump's picks.
I bet he was.
Yeah.
Of course. If he doesn't want to do it, yeah.
That's a very convenient excuse for a guy to say, oh, the deep state is over at OPM. They're going to be looking through my personal information. If it's the deep state, they've got access anyways, you fucking retard.
Yeah.
So it's not an excuse. The excuse is, and then when you go one step further and say, oh, even his home country doesn't have records on him, now we got a fucking problem.
Yeah, dude.
This guy's got to go. Like, until this guy is out of the administration, you can't trust anything they do, in my opinion.
This is nuts. So what's his job title there? His official job title?
He's the director of presidential personnel. He's the one guy in charge of hiring every staffer that works at the White House.
I mean, you're just asking for fucking problems.
Like that. Yeah, it's Jesus Christ, man. It's fucking crazy to me.
None of your friends have said anything of like why this fucking guy is there?
No, I can ask.
Yeah. Please do.
People I know.
This is odd.
I don't know one person who works in or around the administration that likes this guy. Everybody hates him.
Every single person.
And he's also kind of been on the front line, I believe, of trying to get all of the Afghan people into the United States, which I do not support.
Fuck no.
Yeah, that's been one of his, like, the only positive thing I've heard about him was that he was really good on helping to get Afghans into the country, and I'm like, that's not a positive
That's not
thing.
a positive at all.
Yeah, not at all.
I don't want those fucks here.
Nope.
Those grimy fucks. Get this guy out of here. Why hasn't Elon or anybody else said, who the fuck is this guy and why is he in, like, or anyone?
Elon has.
Oh, he did. What did he say?
He called him a snake.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's what he is.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you work in the intelligence community, maybe fucking look into this guy.
Or hit us up, dude, and we'll be happy to share the details. But yeah, we can't find anything on this goddamn guy. Shit. You know what we can find though, Bob? We can find our hearts. We can find a lot of love.
You can find stuff to put inside you.
On AdamandEve.com. Let's go. Let's fucking go, Bobby. I know.
Look, if the country's going to fuck us, we may as well fuck ourselves.
Yes, we might as well fuck ourselves here. And Bob, I know you, your lady, and your bull sit down at night and look for a nice little item for the holidays. 4th of July is coming up. Today is Juneteenth. What have you guys bought for Juneteenth to celebrate tonight? Now you go home.
This is no lightsaber.
Okay.
This is a duo play vibrating docking sleeve. Now the problem with docking sleeves is that normally, they don't vibrate. You gotta do all the work.
It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, you gotta do all the work yourself.
What is this, the third world country where our docking sleeves don't vibrate? No.
That's crazy.
Well, we fixed that problem now, right?
Yeah, pop that. Are we allowed to show that on screen?
Yeah,
I don't think that's a problem.
Pop it up on screen there. Okay, so explain this to the audience.
You see that little that bullet-looking thing right there is the vibrating part, and it's got a little button on the end. Just press that button, and now you're set.
But do you stick your dick in there first, and then the other guy sticks his dick on the other end?
Yeah.
Okay, and then do you come together? Is that the goal?
It's sort of a reverse Lady and the Tramp in the middle of the docking sleeve, I guess.
I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, is it dishwasher safe?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But obviously take the vibrating parts
bullet
out.
down,
Take the bullets out. But certainly, yeah.
Wow. So look, guys, you're going to get 50% off, plus free shipping, plus rush processing. So you could have this fucking thing by Friday, tomorrow, if you want.
Look, I'm not saying I'm not for it, but, if you are in the military and think you're going to deploy to Iran soon, Not going to see a lady for a while.
You should at least get yourself something.
Yeah.
Something special to keep you and the missus close. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God, dude. Did you read the tagline, Bob?
Yeah.
Dudes that stroke together come together.
Yep. Now go head to head with your buddy. Stroke together and add powerful vibrations to each shaft as you finish near the finish line.
So it says your buddy?
Yeah, your buddy. That's why I said in the military, right? It's not just for. And again, what was that?
Oh, so you don't support
Friendship.
What you're saying is you don't support us deploying to Iran, but you do support dudes should they deploy to Iran putting their dicks in this thing together.
I mean, one of the most fierce. Fuck the Spartans. One of the fiercest.
The Thebians?
A Theban band, I believe it was.
Yeah, the Thebians were all gay lords. They weren't fucking boys. They were fucking each other.
Yeah.
And they whipped the Spartans' ass.
It was a unit.
There's something to it, guys.
Comprised entirely of lovers, right? So if you think you're just normal bond with the soldier, your buddy in the foxhole next to you is close, I mean, take it up to Thebes.
Yeah.
And you'd never lose a fight again.
You can still go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to adamandeve.com, select any one item, and it's endless. It's like the Cheesecake Factory menu on this thing. You'll never get to the end of all the sex toys on adamandeve.com. So if you're looking for better sex or just something for you and your buddy to kind of hang out with on the weekends, this is an excellent item here. You're going to get 50% off, free shipping, free rush processing. Just enter the code DRINKING at checkout. That's DRINKING at adamandeve.com. This is an exclusive offer for this podcast right here. So be sure to use the code DRINKING to get your discount. 100% free shipping. Get it fast. Rush processing. Code DRINKING. Let's fucking go. Is there a review on this thing, by the way, Bob? Because I know a lot of their toys there do have reviews.
Not any reviews on this one. Too busy using it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, I mean, be the first to review it.
It is kind of a hands-free thing, though. So if you're going to buy one, definitely try to review it while you're inside it.
Yes.
Yeah. And by the way, it does work for solo play as well. It's 10 inches long, so, get your thing in there. And
Really? It looks smaller on camera, so that's a full 10 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. Quick question, though. What do you do if you're a black guy? Because that's only, 5 inches a piece there for each side if you're docking, or do you kind of leave a little hanging out? How does that work?
Yeah,
exactly?
you're going to have to, leave a little out.
Okay. But what if a guy like me, Bob, I'm going to cross over to the other side past that 5-inch mark. So then what happens there? Do you kind of rock, paper, scissors to see who gets the shorter end of the stick?
I don't think you need to have your whole
Pun
dick
intended?
inside.
Yeah, you don't need to have your whole dick inside, but you can put as much in as you want,
Yeah, but I mean, if you got that vibration, rumor has it you want it down by the shaft, So
I think it's going to vibrate your whole cock if you got it stuck in a device like that.
you think it's that powerful?
Oh, I know
All
it's
right.
that powerful.
Oh, you do?
I trust
Okay.
Adam and Eve.
Yeah, so do I. Go to adamandeve.com. Promo code DRINKING. It's just one item. That's why I said sit down with your loved one, man or woman. No judgment here. And get a fucking sex toy for Juneteenth weekend. Because everybody's celebrating the whole week for that holiday. Next up, EU chief admits Trump was right on China. Huge shock. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, fun name, found some mutual understanding with President Donald Trump during the G7 conference, declaring Donald Trump is right about China's certain trade policies. When we focus our attention on tariffs between partners, it diverts our energy from the real challenge, one that threatens all of us. Von der Leidenhosen Squeezen said during the meeting at the G7, which included Trump's attendance before his abrupt departure to head back to D.C. on Monday. On this point, Donald is right. There is a serious problem. She added, referring to China ignoring global trade rules. Von der Leidenhosen Squeezen was referring to China's restrictions on raw material exports needed for cars, batteries, and wind turbines, with the European Commission chief accusing China of weaponizing its ability to produce critical raw materials while icing out competitors.
And not just that, obviously also stealing all of our intellectual property, which she mentions later in her little tirade there. Specifically, China restricted its exports of permanent magnets globally back in April when Trump rolled out his reciprocal tariff plan. China's focused on undercutting intellectual property protections, massive subsidies with the aim to dominate global manufacturing and supply chains. This is not market competition. It is distortion with intent. This is from Leyen as well, who also warned against a new China shock as the country floods the global market with inexpensive subsidized products. Now, China's in a bad situation right now, so they're trying to climb out of it. I mentioned this before, but Mexican labor is 1/3 the cost of Chinese labor right now, and it's also closer to their number one import partner, which is us, and that's not good for them, to be honest. So they're trying everything they can. Countries should act in their own best interest, and who wins, right?
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah, but as far as all this tariff shit goes, looking at the numbers, we all know this, right? And is there temporary pain or a little bit? Maybe, not in our case. It appears as if they're negotiating and...
Well, there's a deal. There's a 90-day deal in place with China.
That's what I heard. So, and then all signs are pointing towards, and Trump has said this himself, that the deal is close to being done, and it's going to take down some of these tariffs. What was the bitching over it? I just don't get it.
I mean, it's just politics, and a lot of it is foreign influence as well. A lot of it, quite a bit of it actually, is China interfering in our social media. And not just our social media, our media in general. We'll get to that in 2 stories from now.
Sure. But yeah, as far as all of this goes, I think everybody knows what the fuck they're doing, and nobody's stopping them from doing shit. Now's the time. So, sorry. And their economy sucks. What did Mr. Wonderful say on CNN? He goes, we should squeeze their fucking heads into the wall, I believe.
Something like that, yeah. And,
it was a weird statement, but he actually said that.
Yeah, I don't think that doesn't sound like somebody's been in a fight before. Because
squeeze their heads into the wall.
Yeah,
it sounds fun.
It sounds like a 5-year-old who just learned how to swear, who's saying the words out of all the context. But yeah, I don't know. We should do what's best for us, not necessarily what's worst for China, right? So what's best for us? Because certainly, as I mentioned before, getting involved in Iran would be worst for China from our perspective. But should that be our goal, or should we just try to do the best for ourselves and then insulate ourselves from external security threats? I think that's probably a much better route.
I agree. But even von der Hosen Liesensqueeze in here agrees, and I don't think it's that controversial. Obviously, the fucking news doesn't report on this. This was way on the fucking back burner there.
Well, they're not going to, what's the headline news on all of the...
Trump was right on tariff?
Yeah, that's not going to work.
No.
So
they're never going to post that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jesus Christ, man. And we called that a long fucking time ago. Next up, tobacco tax. The duty drawback export incentive for tobacco allows U.S. exporters to recover 99% of customs duties, federal excise taxes, and fees paid on imported tobacco or components when the goods or commercially interchangeable substitutes, domestically produced cigarettes, are exported or destroyed. This includes unused merchandise drawback for unprocessed exports, manufacturing drawback for products made from imported inputs, and substitution drawback, which conversely permits refunds on excise taxes for exported domestic goods matching the imported tobacco's HTS code.
That's a mouthful.
Yes. Will you break that down for the dummies like myself?
So this duty drawback export initiative, which has existed since, I think, 1789, which is for America's intents always. This has always been the law. Forever.
Yeah, right? 1776, we got the goddamn country.
No. The first, 1789. So this is governed by CBP now under laws like the Tariff Act. The program supports exporters by neutralizing import costs with claims filed within 5 years of importation. Though tobacco's unique tariff rate quota eligibility and, quote, double drawback loophole, they call it a loophole because they want to get rid of it, has sparked debate over its $2.2 billion annual cost to federal revenues. So the reason they do this is to promote American companies that get products from somewhere else, bring them here, assemble, and then export. They don't want them to pay an import and an export tax on that. Doesn't make any sense, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't be competitive in the foreign market. This is what I was talking about a couple weeks ago with the other, like getting rid of the other loophole earned, or AIC, whatever the fuck it's called. All it does, the effect is only to hurt American businesses. It makes them less competitive, right? So this one, the one I was talking about before, makes American businesses less competitive here at home because small businesses don't keep as much of their own money, which they primarily use to fund their own businesses we're going through right now.
Yeah.
Every dollar we make at Hardy F goes right back into the company.
Yes.
Right?
Every single
And that is the
fucking
vast
dollar.
majority of small companies in America.
Yeah.
Now, for this is small to medium and even some large-sized companies who get raw materials from somewhere else, assemble them, or they're already assembled. They get them somewhere else, they're here, then they go out as exports, right? So the revenue should come from tax or something like that, if you want to do that. But the reason that this bill has existed or this rule rather has existed forever is because of that. It's to make American companies who deal in stuff where that's required, products that come from somewhere else to here and then out, don't get butt fucked on the international market. That's the whole purpose of it, right? And we're talking about $2.2 billion. The government spends that in 3 hours. Are we really going to bitch about this?
Yeah.
And then bitch about it and then hurt American companies as a result. It doesn't make any sense. Now, this quote-unquote big, beautiful bill, which we know is nothing but, plans to eliminate that. Doing so would really harm the U.S. economy, our economic interests, by undermining the competitiveness that American businesses have overseas, especially tobacco exporters in this case, but there are other examples of this as well. They offset import duties and excise taxes that only would generate $1 billion in the first place, right? But it's an American industry. So we're going to fucking, kill an American industry to make an extra $1 billion in tax revenue? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
So who's behind this then? It's got to be some lobbyist or somebody.
Yeah, that's always the question. I mean, it's unacceptable. It's not the government's job to police our intake of tobacco in the first place, which is one of the moralistic arguments that's being made here by some people. Nor is it their job to hamper American businesses. If anything, it's not to be a goalie at all. It's to help American businesses in whatever way they can. So you got to bet your ass that someone with a competing interest domestically or one of our foreign adversaries who deal in this product line as well are pushing this shit.
Yeah.
That's how it always goes, right? So it's nothing more than Green New Deal bullshit all over again. Some alleged moralistic crusade like, oh, we've got to stop we've got to stop pollution, right? And then you kill a bunch of American businesses like all these coal people, and then you fucking tell them to learn to code while China is producing, half of the world's emissions or some shit. And they're not, it doesn't make any fucking sense. This is un-American nonsense.
Yeah, I don't really get it. And whenever you hear or see something like this, all I think of is actually that fucking Gor guy. That's exactly who I think of. It's just some fat chud like that guy in the background who's just got a shit ton of money, and it's something that he wants. You know what I'm saying? And somebody's cutting a check somewhere. No fucking idea who it is, but somebody's behind that. Speaking of which, I got one of our sponsors on this show, one of our advertisers is mood.com. I'm a gigantic fan of their products. They're on the show today. But I got an email from the CEO, and they're still fighting this thing in Texas.
Well, it hasn't been signed by the governor yet.
It's not. So they're in case you haven't heard, they're trying to get rid of THC, Delta 9, Delta 8, CBD, hemp fucking stores, and all that other bullshit. It would cost, I think they said 55,000 jobs here in Texas, along with a bunch of small business owners who are all throughout not only the city of Austin, but the state itself here. And I wonder what is going on behind the scenes with that holdup as well. You know, like, who's got the money on which side to influence the governor on that decision?
Yeah, so there's three weed companies that already have a permit to sell in Texas. And the number one, like the biggest one out of the three, bankrolled the whole fucking
SB3.
3.
Yep.
Yeah, they bankrolled all of the fucking marketing for it.
Yeah.
Because they're already here. So they're just trying to pull the ladder up behind them. It has nothing to do with keeping Texans safe or any of that bullshit. All it is about this is what fascism is, technically speaking. It's partnerships between government and business to fucking suppress people's ability to do what the fuck they want. You know what I mean? Completely unacceptable.
Yeah, and it has not been signed yet, but, I got an email from him, and he goes, hey, man, just in case, we're gonna come back on the show next month, and tell the listeners to help support here. I don't know anybody who wants this fucking bill to be passed, but yeah, same thing, dude. Something's going on behind the scenes because if Abbott really wanted it and it was, for morals and all that other shit, he would have signed it by now.
Yeah, I think there's
got to be some jockeying behind the scenes.
He's
here
definitely being
wheelchair.
influenced at this point. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
But in the meantime, if you live in Texas and you are getting gummies and all that other stuff shipped to your house, mood.com, promo code BROS will do it. I fucking personally stocked up because I don't know what's going to happen. There's another company that I really like called High Seltzer. It's just HI. There's non-alcoholic, but it's got THC in it, and they sell it up at Specs.
Yeah.
Drink those at night just to kind of chill out or whatever. And there's only 5 milligrams in there, so it's have a couple and just feel good. Those products are included too. That'll wipe out all of those.
This is what I'm saying. Same thing with this tobacco thing that the big beautiful bill is trying to do. All it does is fuck over American businesses.
Yes.
Right? That's all it does. Because if you think if you made everything illegal in Texas, Mexico is right over there.
Yep. And guess
the cartels are right over there.
Guess where it's coming.
Yeah, the cartels will just start bringing stuff up here and making money again instead of American business people. What the fuck? Why would you want that? It doesn't make any sense. And we know for a fact that's what's going to happen because it's literally what always happens. It's anytime the government gets involved and starts picking winners and losers like this, the bad people always win. Every single time.
Yeah. And so, dude, I'm stocking up on, weed gummies at mood.com like it's fucking toilet paper at the beginning of COVID because I don't know what the fuck's going to happen here. Promo code BROS on that one, 20% off. But, man, fuck. That would be crazy. And then, Bob, what's the gambling one here? Didn't you say there's a lobbyist behind not bringing gambling to Texas?
I mean, it's in the interest of Oklahoma and Louisiana casino conglomerates or whoever they are, but in Oklahoma and Louisiana to make sure there is never legal betting in Texas, casino gambling and probably sports gambling too, to be quite honest, because a huge amount of their tourism of their customer base is people coming over the border from Texas to do their shit.
Gotcha.
And if you drive out of Texas, within minutes of getting into Oklahoma or Louisiana, there are casinos.
So that's what I've heard.
And huge, not just shitty Indian casinos, huge casino resorts.
That's what I heard.
Huge.
I haven't been to any of them, so I don't know, and I can't speak on it.
The one in Oklahoma sucks.
What is it?
They just charge an ante for fucking blackjack, so it's like $6.
Oh, God. We had that in Los Angeles. It fucking sucked. So for every blackjack hand, you would, if it was a $5 bet, you had to give the guy a fucking dollar on top of it?
It's $6 to win 5.
Yeah.
Gross, dude.
I've never been to I've driven past the Oklahoma ones a lot on the way home back in the day and stuff like that. But I've been to Lake Charles, Louisiana, which is not far over the border.
Okay.
And that's a huge casino town. And I did a bachelor party there for a weekend. And there's golf courses and casinos and shit like that. And it's all Texans. It's all Texans throughout the entire place.
That's wild, man. Because they can't gamble here.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Fucking A, dude. Well, you can. Look, shit. You can on mybookie.com because they're not here. Where are they based out of? Puerto Rico, I think.
No, Antigua or something.
No, it's. I think it's Puerto Rico.
It is not the United States of
Puerto
America.
Rico.
I'm positive.
Maybe it's Costa Rica then? Is that? Do we own that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Puerto Rico, not Costa Rica.
That's why
it might
the
be Costa
other
Rica.
website is mybookie.ag.
Gotcha. Okay. That's what the AG stands for? I had no idea. I don't go past the comms, dude. I don't go with .info. I do love a .gov from time to time or a .edu, and that's fun and flirty. But past that, no, I don't do it. I don't do a .us either. It's just not my fucking thing. Was that Gare Bear who just rolled in back there? Yeah. You guys have a street Gonzo up? Oh, take your time. We're going to all live forever here. Jesus Christ. You look like you just crawled out of the grave of Jim Morrison. What happened? What are you doing? Is there a new episode up a street Gonzo?
Just the protest video.
Protest video? Okay.
Protest video in Austin. No Kings. Protest gets a lot of control.
Joel's back there. Oh, you're on camera right now. That's why you're flexing.
Okay, got it.
So Joel's got to get his leg amputated, I think, because he ran.
Oh, from the cops.
Yeah, 40-year-old shouldn't be running anywhere.
Great.
We've said that forever.
Great. Oh, I don't even bother.
Delco's not even 40, and he still can't run.
No. No.
Yeah, he pulled a hamstring.
Didn't you blow out your leg in softball, for Christ's sakes?
My calf. I pulled my calf muscle.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was doing chucks. It was my own fault.
Okay. No cleats, though.
Yeah, no cleats on the dirt.
By the way, excellent episode, gentlemen. And I still have not seen footage that great from any news source whatsoever. So congratulations on that. But are you just waking up right now? Is that what the deal is there?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So what's up?
Nothing. Just doing a show. You, Gare?
What's going on, Gare?
Yeah.
Much, just having female problems as per usual.
Sure.
What are you on your period?
Wow, that's
Nailed
a
it.
hell of a thing.
You want some cranberry juice?
Yeah, you want some cranberry juice for?
I can take a cranberry.
Okay.
Hey, so check out Street Gonzo. We've got 3 episodes that we've dropped in the past week and a half or so.
Really? What's the? Oh, you got Range Day.
We got Range Day, which was
that was the last ever one at Demolition Ranch, right?
Yeah. So Donut and Brandon Herrera put on the Range Day.
Yes, we were out of town, and you guys went there to
Zeus
shoot.
invited us down to check it out. We sort of ascertained gun culture, in America, talking about how guns basically created this country and whether the government's trying to take guns, what people feel about it, It was a long episode. It was like 40 minutes almost because it was supposed to be the Christmas special.
Oh, in June. So that's the Christmas special in June is what we got there?
Yeah, Christmas in June.
Yeah.
So we got that for you. You're welcome. And then we dropped 2 protest videos. It's the San Antonio ICE protest and the Austin No Kings protest. And it, as one would expect, San Antonio full of people that have basically no idea what they're talking about.
Sure.
And Austin, I mean, some of the people, there was something about AI surveillance. Hey, Dan, I meant to ask you your opinion on that. Did you watch that?
Watch what?
The lady that was talking about pre-warrant AI surveillance.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was actually very interesting. We couldn't put the full interview in there. I'll chop it up and post it, but it was actually something I completely agreed with that they were talking about.
Yeah, and this is something I brought up on the show because I think it's happening in London already, China, and some other countries.
It's like Minority Report type shit.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And so that is justified. Where I don't. And so the wild thing about your show is not only is it real, but occasionally you'll talk to some of these people and you'll be like, all right, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
Learn something.
You grab a kernel there, at the bottom of the bag.
And we talked about this the other day about the protests are always led by white women, which, I mean, I don't care one way or the other. It's just one of those things that's always really, it's a strange dichotomy to see between the people leading it and who's following it. You know what I mean? And then who the police are, if you look at it from an ethnic standpoint, which is something that we're almost forced to do in the current paradigm, given that everybody's claiming everything is racist. And
do you remember when in The Office, Dwight was going to become... So it was when he ratted out Michael to Jan for some bullshit or another, and he was going to become... He thought he was going to become the regional manager.
Right.
And the little squirrely blonde one, what was her name? Angela. Angela was asking him about stuff, and he goes, "You can be in charge of the women, right? Women should only be in charge of other women."
Yeah. That's kind of
it. I mean, I'm not. That's not a joke. I'm serious.
Yeah.
And
you think women should be in charge of other women?
I think women should only ever be in charge of other women.
Yeah. I don't even know if they're capable of that.
They are.
Yeah, they can
are.
do that.
Yeah. There was I won't say what it is. Regarding a friend of my wife's, and there was this board, and they were all women going back and forth. They're fucking cutthroat and ruthless, dude. When it's all women in charge of women, they're fucking cutthroat, dude.
So you're saying women should be controlling other women because
I think there should be one head
don't need
woman.
to deal with it.
Yeah.
I think there should be one head woman in every area.
A head bitch in charge.
Yeah, and then everybody else reports to her, so we don't have to deal with it.
Exactly.
What you're referring to in my sector of existence would be called the house mom in a strip club. That's the one that controls.
I mean,
the whole
there's a house mom in a fucking sorority as well. It's not just strip clubs, Gary. I know you went to college, so what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, dude, I had a house mom at my fraternity.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
she was 88 years old on purpose, by the way, because we had to have one installed there, and then she had her own room.
Installed.
Well, That's what we did.
What about,
she was
you know,
she
like
was near death, and the only time we ever heard from her because she would just fucking watch Jeopardy and shit all day.
To be honest, you probably need that in a fraternity more so than even a sorority. Frankly, I think in a fraternity, if you had like it's got to be elderly women. Because if it was moms, they're going to start banging dudes.
Yeah, dude.
That's just the way But if it's an old lady, she can cook for you.
Yep.
She calls you retarded when you do dumb shit. Like, oh, honey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
No. And everybody's going to be a little bit more careful not to do overtly anti-woman stuff with an old lady around, which I think is important on a fraternity campus. Because you're still, to be frank, we don't do a good job of training men to be respectful in general.
Yeah.
And that's a good environment for mistakes to happen or to get some training from an old lady. So I'll take back my statement. Old ladies should be in charge of fraternities.
Okay, so Ma Bailey was ours. She was like 88 years old, and she walked out. She kind of had a B. Bush vibe, Barbara Bush vibe.
So she
gray hair, identical like that froey thing, you know.
And she probably looked like
Grandma
that since she was
haircut.
like 40.
Yeah,
Barbara Bush looked
easily.
like the same at 40 and 80.
Yep, and so we paid her salary, obviously full room and board, and there was a chef there and everything for her. And she would only pop out occasionally. Now I got drunk and I took a lamp and smashed it on the ground. And she comes out and she was fucking pissed. And she goes, she's like, why would you do that? And I pointed to like a small cigarette stand on the carpet, and I was like, oh, I'm super sorry. I was like, all clean. And she's like, no, the lamp. Why would you destroy the lamp? You know, I was obviously making a joke out of it. And she's like, it's not so much the dirt, it's the destruction, Ross.
Well,
and I felt like shit, and I never did it again.
This is the thing. Why would you want some old lady to come out and yell at you about doing that?
Because
you want to break a lamp, break a fucking lamp.
Because guardrails are important in life, Gary.
They are, Gary.
The reason that men build civilization and put spoilers on their Honda and all this other stuff, like good things that men do.
Yes.
Right, those two specifically, is because of puss, right?
Right.
But what puss represents is social pressure to stay within the boundaries and be a decent person and engage civilly with your fellow man. That's what it's really all about, right? Mm-hmm. And also ingenuity and such like that. So there's nothing wrong with being a wild asshole, but everybody's got to have a code. And the code should be to treat women as if they're your mom, sister, or wife, right? Yep. That should be the code when it comes to women.
I do not operate the way I do because of pussy. I'm saying that right now.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
no,
you do.
I don't.
Yes,
not
you
at
do.
all. I don't have a problem getting laid, and I don't care at all.
That's not the point.
What any women think about me.
No.
I do what I do because I want to tell the truth.
You know, I'll switch it on mine, right? Once I got married and everything else, like, having great pussy around all the time frees up 99% of your mind to do actual shit in the world. Mm. Otherwise, you're distracted all fucking day long, dude. Like,
I agree with that. I actually think that that's the most valid reason to have a relationship with a stable woman.
Gary, counterpoint. You have a child.
Yes.
Does that control a good bit of your life?
Well, see, the interesting thing is,
well, it would.
If I was able to
if he knew the kid, it would.
If he knew who it was. Yeah, you know, it might.
In this world that's run by women, I'm not even able to see him.
You went to the thing.
You went to the thing.
You went to the...
I got screwed in court, dude.
What was the dipping of the head? What did he get christened or...
First communion.
First communion?
I went to his first communion,
There you go.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's a good man.
Yeah.
Hey, actually, I got a funny story real quick.
Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon.
You know what the silver spoon is?
And the man on the moon.
The silver spoon is what you cook the heroin in.
Hell yeah, it is.
Is that what that fucking song's about?
Yeah.
Sure is.
What do you think it's about?
I thought it was about...
I have no idea.
Little Boy
a father
Blue
and a son,
Little
dude.
Boy Blue and the Man on the Moon?
Yeah.
No, he fucking blasted off, my friend.
God,
He was getting high.
It's a song from the fucking 70s. They're all about
I
drugs.
didn't know. I thought it was a son missing his father. You know?
Dude, it's all about getting high, Ross.
I didn't know that.
So look, when I was at the first communion there, I was with my kid and I was like, hey, dude, let's go fuck around in the woods. Let's go find some buried treasure or something. You know, he's all psyched about it. And we get up to this fence and it says no trespassing.
Yeah.
And I go, well, dude, we we got to turn around. And he looked right, looks left, and looks me dead in the eyes and goes, I don't see any cops, Dad.
Yeah.
That's my kid, and I don't need to get a third paternity test.
So at 18, is he going to be your sidekick on Street Gonzo, you think?
I'm going to hand off the show to him.
How, I like that a lot, actually. Oh, my God, it's great.
You know what
you're
he
not
told
going
me?
to live that long.
You know what he told me the other day? He goes, Dad, because I asked him what he wanted to be when he grows up. He says, Dad, I want to play video games and do YouTube.
Well, there it is.
Carving the path for you, kid.
Yeah.
Anyways,
cheers to you, Gare Bear.
Yeah, follow the shit and watch the show.
There you go. Street
go lay in the
Gonzo is out on the network now. Excellent work, guys, and you can follow him at Street Gonzo on all platforms. Did you get a Twitter back? Did you post post the video, moron?
Yeah. Hey.
Post it on Twitter, dude.
Hey, so I finally got the Twitter back, and we are going to be posting. There's 3 episodes we have not put on Twitter. The 3 I just mentioned.
Yep.
We're going to be putting all of those on Twitter and retweeting them from Drinkin Bros, from yours, from
everyone.
wherever.
I'll pin it to the top and everything else. Yes.
And I know that that's important to a lot of people. I've been meaning to do that, and thank you for reminding me. A lot of people.
I would do it for you, Gary, because you would never do it.
Well, I just keep forgetting because there's a lot going on.
It's your own goddamn show.
Gary, it's 4 o'clock and you just woke up. You don't have a lot going on, my friend.
You don't, dude. You really.
That's just math.
No,
I don't know what to tell you.
Sorry, it's 4:15 here, bro. You know, and you just walked out of the gutter. For Christ's sakes.
Look, I got a lot going on, and I know it's important though because I want to tell people a lot of people don't support YouTube, especially because they're fucking us in the ass all the time.
Correct.
So we got the Spotify thing going on, but I want to make sure that I get those up on Twitter because a lot of people say that they prefer to watch it on there because they want to support a platform that supports free speech. So it is an important principle to me.
So, Delco, let me ask you this. With the back end of Spotify, since we signed that video deal with those guys, could we put the Street Gonzo on Spotify?
I mean, nothing's
Why not?
stopping us.
Let's do that then, too. Shit. So Saturdays.
I'm not responsible. Gary, you do it.
Great. No, I tell you what, just give me the fucking drive and I'll do it, all right? I'll put them up on
we
Spotify.
can put the...
It's 8K and it's all... Their app is fucking rad.
We can put 4K
on Smart
up on
TV.
there, too?
Yes.
Oh, fucking
You would just
hell
do it
yeah.
on the Drinkin Bros feed.
We're just doing it on Drinkin Bros feed.
Ross, why didn't you tell me this earlier?
I'm telling you now, Gary. So
should've
give me the
told me
fucking
earlier.
drive, dude, and I'll post it.
Hey.
Because by the way, that Spotify app on smart TVs is crystal goddamn clear. They knocked it out of the park, dude. So, yeah, you can watch all the videos there. We're uploading the whole back catalog now as we speak. Fuck. Get your shit together, Gary.
All right.
Street Gonzo.
All
At
right,
Street Gonzo everywhere on Twitter and all that other stuff. All right, next advertiser. Here's AmericanFinancing.net/Drinkin Bros. Prices for the last few years. Well, they've been high, continue to be high. A lot of people grabbing for their credit cards to pay off bills and whatnot. It's not great. APRs through the fucking roof. We've gone through it a few times here. Use this company 3 times. American Financing. Now, what they do is if you're a homeowner out there, you can take equity out of your home, pay off your credit cards at a lower interest rate, and it'll save you a shit ton of money. I've done it, again, 3 times. So with this, credit card interest is usually 20 to 30%, somewhere in there, and your house is 7 or 8%. Do the fucking math. You're saving about $800 a month there when you use these guys. American Financing is licensed in all 50 states. Family-owned mortgage lender. It's been around for 25 years. They don't charge any upfront or hidden fees to find out how much you can save. You may be able to close in as fast as 10 days. You also may be able to delay up to 2 mortgage payments, creating more savings up front. They've helped hundreds of thousands of homeowners create meaningful savings, and it's reflected in the reviews on Google. Call today at 866-887-2275. That is 866-887-2275 or AmericanFinancing.net/Drinkin Bros. If you want to check out their disclaimer, it's NMLS 182334 at NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Bob puts all the links for all of our sponsors in the audio and video descriptions. Next up, Candace Owens is a fucking moron. Candace Owens this week called for U.S. troops to get a dishonorable discharge rather than follow orders to deploy in support of Israel. I mean, It's better than dying, right? Or what? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, and then she like goes into this whole thing about the word dishonored specifically. It's like she's so fucking stupid. Honestly, maybe one of the dumbest people that exists on Earth. But don't take my word for it, Bob. Just play that video.
Yeah, there you go.
LG19 writes, serious question, will there be jobs or community military members can join when I get a dishonorable discharge for not contributing to delete people or my body for the interests of a certain foreign nation benefit? I love this question. I do believe that if war in Iran is on the agenda, and that appears so, get dishonorably discharged. Who cares? Who cares? Why should you go die in a foreign land? You now have the benefit of 2020. You can see, think about those men and those women who died because they were pitched that they were serving their country because there were weapons of mass destruction, right? They were serving their country because the Taliban, they were serving their country, whatever, and these people gave up their lives. And ask yourselves, for what? And the answer to that question is for the elites. They're like toy soldiers. And I would have said a few weeks ago that Trump would never do that to you. He would never just throw you into an Israeli war. But right now, our planes are flying in the sky, and things are going nuclear. So I don't have that confidence anymore. And I'm comfortable with people being dishonorably discharged because the dishonor has come from our politicians. The dishonor has come from our politicians who routinely lie in our faces and are willing to let us die to serve their financial interests. So why don't they dishonorably discharge themselves from public office?
Yeah, so like that whole last part where she so dishonorable or dishonor isn't a legal term. Dishonorable discharge is, however, it'll fuck your life up.
Yeah.
This person is an imbecile, and if you listen to anything she says, you are also an imbecile. That's pretty much how that goes. Now, to the legal point, this is a crime, and she should be arrested for it.
How so?
18 U.S.C. 2387 prohibits advising or encouraging troops to disobey orders with intent to interfere with military operations. Penalties can include fines or imprisonment of up to 7 years. I would arrest her right now for this because she's an influential person and she's actively trying to encourage active U.S. military people to get dishonorably discharged and disobey direct lawful orders. That is a crime. It's a felony, actually.
And tell people what happens in the military when you get dishonorably discharged.
It's basically like getting a felony.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't own guns anymore. You can't get a job anymore unless you're going to fucking work like an illegal immigrant or some shit. What a fucking moron. This woman has never lifted a finger in defense of this country, and she's asking you to take the risk. Just like this is the analog, right? So Mark Levin, who will never see combat because he's a fat little smarmy cunt, is all the time cheering for war. Even as late as 2014, he was like, yeah, this, and this validated Bush invading Iraq. Like, I'm sorry, what? That's a good 2006 talking point. But in 2014, little passe, I think, my friend. He'll never see combat, neither will this cunt right here. And that's why she's comfortable saying stuff like this, right? Now, this is the actual text of that law. It's 18 U.S.C. 2387, subsection A. Whoever with intent to interfere with, impair, or influence the loyalty, morale, or discipline of the military or naval forces of the United States, 1, advises, counsels, urges, or in any way and manner causes or attempts to cause insubordination, disloyalty, mutiny, or refusal of duty by any member of the military or naval forces of the United States, or 2, distributes or attempts to distribute any written or printed matter, which you could upgrade. Now, a modern court would see that as video as well, right? Obviously. Which advises, counsels, or urges insubordination, disloyalty, mutiny, or refusal of duty by any member of the military or naval forces of the United States shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 7 years or both, and shall be ineligible for employment by the United States or any department or agency thereof for the 5 years next following his conviction. Pretty clear, black and white. She just did it.
Yep.
And it's illegal. She should be arrested for this.
Also, if you're at home and let's say you are serving currently and you're listening to this woman, you're thinking about doing it, don't. It ruins your life. You and I have, well, we won't say who they were, but...
Aaron Howe in the chat. No, I'm not talking about laws that apply to military. That's why I didn't say UCMJ. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's 18 U.S.C. 2387. You can look it up for yourself. I just quoted the actual law. You don't know what you're talking about. Shut the fuck up.
And with that, we know people who've been dishonorably discharged, and it fucks up your life. Like, the whole thing. It's fucking miserable. So, yeah, dude, somebody's going to sit there and tell you what to do with your fucking life. Be like, hey, why don't you quit your job, Candace, and go work for fucking Popeyes or something.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
So I don't get it, man. I don't get some of these fucking people.
Well, I mean, you'll get it here in a second because I'm going to explain it to you. Because
that's how the grift works. That's the next story.
Usually most of these people never really know what they're talking about. Like that Martyr Made dude he was on some fucking stupid thing earlier today about and it's just an inane conversation because it doesn't really matter. There's no commandment in the Bible for Christians to, like, by force support the kingdom of Israel or Jewish people or any of that shit, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
We talked about that with Ted Cruz the other day.
Yeah. But he was like, well, which Jews are you talking about? This group or that group or that? There's only one group, right? Mm-hmm. People like to split them up between Ashkenazi and Semitic Jews, but they're both Southern Kingdom Jews. And we know that because the Northern Kingdom disappeared. So it's either the tribe of Judah or the tribe of Benjamin. Maybe some Levites. There's a theory there might be some there. But primarily when we say the Jews, we're talking about all of that entire group, because all of them are descendants of the kingdom of Judah, J-U-D-A-H, which is where the word Jew comes from. Moronic nonsense. Doesn't know what he's talking about. Probably read a Reddit thread by somebody, and now he's passing it off as history because he's a fucking idiot, right?
Yeah.
And then he's on Joe Rogan. We never been on Joe Rogan, but that guy's on. So
yeah.
Anyways, the way that this all works, these people don't know what they're talking about. They also don't know. I also believe that they don't actually believe any of this stuff. And Warlord for King, you're wrong, actually. What you just said is wrong. You can look this shit up. It's really easy to find. And not on the back of Daily Stormer magazine, actually. Fucking Muppets. Anyways, so there's a lot of noise right now about this person or that person being paid by this country or that group or whatever the fuck. We call them grifters or compromised or whatever. And the assumption is that some foreign entity or like APAC or somebody, right, or China or Russia or whatever the fuck it is.
Jews.
Yeah, or is paying them to say shit that isn't true or that supports a particular worldview. Now, generally speaking, that is not the case, although it does happen sometimes. Like there was that whole scandal with the Russians paying through a cutout organization, I think, and a bunch of influencers. Tim Pool was on that list, although I don't think any of them actually knew about it. At least that's what they say. I actually don't know about that.
I doubt it, man. If you want my honest opinion, I doubt it. A lot of these media companies are financed like you'd have to follow the fucking trail and dig up everybody and all that other shit. I don't think they do.
Yeah, so here's
that one woman did, but the rest of them did not.
Yeah, that's my assessment as well. It does happen sometimes, but what's actually happening is way more clever than that, and it's also quite a more difficult to notice. It starts with bots, okay? So primarily Chinese, sometimes it's Russian, but mostly it's Chinese bot farms in China and Indonesia, a bunch of other places, right? Throughout Southeast Asia, possibly some in South America that are working as well. We'll see TBD on that, but they represent somewhere between 40 and 60% of all internet traffic. That is the prevailing theory right now.
Okay.
Dead internet theory, they call it, right? You've heard of it.
Yeah.
But this is what the intelligence community believes, and it's what private people in OSINT, like open source intelligence, believe as well. The bot farms via Chinese intelligence target influential accounts that they think can be used to their benefit. Now, how do you select them? Pretty much the same way that you would select people to start a cult, right? Typically, it's intelligent and charismatic people that either have a following or have the capability to lead others, right? Good on camera.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's a good way to conceptualize it. They're influential or could be. And if you don't know people like that, are far more susceptible to cult stuff, right? It's called magical thinking, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's like, people think of cult members as dumb, But typically speaking, the average cult member is high IQ.
Very smart.
Yeah. So the reason cults are primarily made up of smart people. Same thing with conspiracy circles. This is not news in general, but if you didn't know that, that is a fact. Their egos make them believe that they're part of the intellectual aristocracy, as it's referred to. So they'll accept special access to information that other people don't have with very limited evidence, right? If they feel like I'm part of the Illuminati or whatever the fuck, not actually the Illuminati, but I feel like I'm part of this group that sits above everybody else. I know things that you guys don't know. That's just how it is. We all know people like this, right? Yeah. Then once these people are selected by the Chinese intelligence agency, the bot farms promote their material, right, by engaging with it. So we look at, there's one study that, you know, there's one study specifically about Candace Owens when she was going after Douglas Murray and Jordan Peterson, right, where 35% of the comments on it are bots, right?
Okay.
35% of hundreds of comments are bots.
Is she paying for those?
No. She has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I'll get to that in a second. The likes and reposts even higher, like up to 60% in some cases. This is a study that's been done on her account specifically. Now, it has two effects. First, it emboldens this influencer, right? They get positive feedback from their audience. Not only do they benefit from the traffic and gain more influence, but now the bot farms have the ability to tailor their responses to lead the influencer in messaging directions that they wish to get them to, right? It happened on the left already in the early 2000s. This is where all this trans bullshit came from. They did the exact same thing. All they did was, even on TV, which I'll get to in a moment, but they set up this pipeline where I use my fake audience to nudge you in the right direction, right? It's basically like fucking leaving breadcrumbs and having somebody follow you.
Yeah.
Right? So the second way that it affects, the second effect that it has is it actually, broadens, it broadens the reach of the messaging as itself and creates so it broadens the reach of the message, which means now, even if 60% of the traffic is fake, 40% of it is real, right? And that 40% grows because more people are getting involved.
Yes.
And it's why you see all these stupid Sigma male people that, oh, Churchill is the chief villain and blah, 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 because somebody has this stupid idea that's ahistorical and puts it on the internet like fucking Daryl Cooper, and tens of thousands, millions of people fucking engage with it. None of them are real, right? But it looks like they are. And then people are like, oh, maybe he's onto something, right? So
I took a meeting with one of those companies last week, by the way, and there's budgets to it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So you can spend
billions of dollars is being spent on this right now, and by government. So the second order effect is it creates overreaction from the opposing side, right? Which makes it, which validates the point. Why would somebody react so crazily to this idea if it wasn't true, right? Well, it must be the Jews. That's where that all comes from. So the influencer gets more powerful, gets more money as a result of ad revenue. I've talked about this before, especially on Twitter. These accounts are all fake. Look in if you're out there and you've got a Twitter account, even if it's not big, look into your message requests and you see all these verified users that are fucking like Asian bot accounts. There's fucking thousands and thousands of them over there. I could show you mine sometime. I'll take a screenshot of it.
Yeah, I was going through this the other day because I'm on there right now, and I'm looking at it here. And some of these people have like 3 followers.
Yeah.
But they're paying.
Yes. Somebody's paying that bill.
Correct.
So the influencer gets more powerful, more money through the ad revenue. And despite the fact that 60% of the audience is fake, 40% is real, and there's no direct monetary connection between the influencer, like Candace Owens, and the foreign adversary. And she probably doesn't even know about it. Certainly her ego is too large to think that she's being manipulated. She would never believe that, right? Meanwhile, China uses the egos of these people to affect audience capture, which is where a creator like her gets positive feedback from alarmist or extremist positions and then doubles down on them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting great feedback. It's called bandwagon fallacy, right? I'm getting good feedback from this. A lot of people agree it must be true, but that's not what truth is. So now you've got the ability to lead this person wherever you want because they're addicted. They're addicted to the feedback, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the crazier shit they say and the more you validate it, the crazier shit they go on to say, right? And it's the biggest information operation going on this planet right now. Nobody's even thinking about it or talking about it. And if this sounds crazy, it is. But if it sounds like it's new, it's not. Nielsen, the fucking television ratings company, right?
Yep.
Private company, have been caught doing this time and time again.
Yes.
Manipulating fucking numbers using so this is the way they did it. They would take a fucking 1,000 Nielsen black boxes, put them in one room, and turn on the channel, and then flip the channel, turn it on. They manipulated numbers for years. They actually got sued big time in India, maybe 10 years ago with TAM, which was their Indian subsidiary.
Yeah.
They got lit the fuck up and they lost a bunch of money because they were faking numbers, and they've been doing this for years. So frankly, in the digital media age, so let's say since the 70s, it's likely that all the propaganda news stations you've seen have benefited from this in some way or another, and it's probably always been financed by China and Russia.
Yeah, I mean, with the Nielsen in particular, that's a really weird case too, because Bob, you can look this number up. I think there was only like 50,000 of those black boxes that were attached to people's households around the United States
at its peak.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were taking the ratings just from 50,000 boxes, which obviously there's over 330 million people that live here. So it was like, why? Depending upon where you put that box, what that determined. Also, 1,000 would throw the ratings in a whole different direction if they were on one particular channel or thing.
But it was
called sweeps.
Yeah, sweeps. Yeah,
and so they would do it twice a year, and spring and fall. And then what they would do is, if NBC won sweeps, then they would get higher advertising dollars and more money and all this other shit. And yes, they've been doing that as well
a bunch of times. Yeah, so it's like, the fact that they got caught shows how egregious they were doing it. So if you think about news now and how fucking crazy it is, imagine all the stuff you were lied to about in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, right?
Oh, God.
In early 2000s, it kind of tapered off in the early 2000s because Nielsen lost a lot of their juice. But just think about this. Somebody's on, Jake Tapper, map this back to the 80s or 90s, I guess, when they were at their peak. But Jake Tapper's on CNN lying to your face. Biden's fine. He's fine. Sharp as I've ever seen him. And from his perspective, it starts slow, right? It's like the boiling frog theory, where he's like, Republicans are saying this, but I'm doubtful about it because I'm a Democrat, right? And then he says, oh, Biden's sharp. And then everybody else starts saying it too, right? This is how group psychology works. And the Iraq War is a good example of that, right? That's when Fox News became Fox News. Yeah. That's when the ratings blew up. Now, were a bunch of people actually watching Fox News, or is it a bunch of black boxes in a fucking room somewhere? We don't know about that, right? And the advertisers don't know about it either, which is why that fucking ad revenue has gone down precipitously since the early 2000s. And now it's just harder to hide, in my opinion. Because,
it is, yeah.
Because the internet, so it used to be black boxes in a fucking room somewhere that nobody ever saw. And the only way to get caught is if somebody like really launched an investigation into it. Now you can look into the people that are liking and sharing this stuff. You can look at the account and immediately tell that it's fake.
Yeah.
It's a verified account. Like here, I'm just going to fucking pull it up. Let me see. Where's my fucking, here we go. Alice. Serenity, spelled with a C, Thomas 1. Hi, why have you appeared on my recommend list 2 or 3 times, ? And then angel halo face. It's Alice, a pretty blonde girl with 1 follower.
You don't say.
Right? And verified.
Yeah.
Blue check mark. Sasha, did you forget about me? Blue check mark.
Did you forget about Sasha?
Yeah.
Did you forget about Dre?
Lily999. Good evening. How are you? Blue check mark. These are all from today. Let's see.
Just today?
Yeah.
God damn.
Anna Kochatova. Hello. Hi, hey, hello. Nice to meet you. How was your day? Blue check mark. Sophie Prom. Purple Rains. Can a girl with tools DM you on Insta? I don't know what the fuck that means. Blue check mark, one after another. It's dead internet theory. This is how they're doing it now. So you've got to fucking pay attention.
Or is there a point that you don't pay attention? Does it get to a point where the internet It is almost like MySpace back in the day, where it's just like this fucking empty playground of bullshit because it's all gotten too fake. We don't believe in anything. I mean, just take our show.
No, because
take our show for example, and me specifically. I've gotten how many fucking videos wrong in the last month now because it's AI or something else, or somebody lying about it, and I don't know what's real and fake. Like I'm starting to get to a point where I'm losing interest in just being on the internet.
No, I get it, but the fact is that people are going to pay attention to charismatic personalities like Tucker and Candace.
Sure.
And I think Tucker and Candace should be paying attention to this as well, right? Like I've said this for many, many years on this show, but the first person you should be suspicious of is your own self, right? This is a scientific thing. You challenge your assumptions. Because if you base an entire plan or entire thing on an assumption and it's wrong, then your entire plan is fucked, right?
Yeah.
So if you think that X, Y, Z is true and you're getting it from part of your validation is coming from this feedback that's not real, you've got to look into that. You have to be aware enough to look into the people that are following you and promoting your stories. You're like, oh, why is China spending money to promote my story? Right? Maybe it's still correct. That's not the point. I'm not saying that you should throw it out completely just because that's going on, because China probably has some interests that are actually true they're trying to push that the U.S. government's trying to suppress. I mean, look, honestly, the U.S. government has lied to us as much as any government has.
Yeah.
Right? But you should still look into it. You have to. You have to look into it as an individual creator. If you're a creator out there talking to people about this stuff, you have to look into it. And if you're somebody who follows anybody, including us, right? Like if you think something I'm saying is fucked up, look up the facts. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Fine with that. Have a good reason for it, obviously. And you should have a good reason for that as well. But if you see somebody saying something that's completely retarded and ahistorical, like what Daryl Cooper says all the time, like the stuff that, watch that full Tucker, Ted Cruz conversation. I like Tucker and I don't like Ted Cruz, just to be clear about that.
Same.
But Tucker said some shit that's demonstrably untrue. Demonstrably untrue, and he also does this thing now where he like intentionally misunderstands people to make what they're saying seem dumb, but what they're saying is factually correct, right? So look past the personality and get to the fact. That's all I'm telling you to do.
Yeah, I was out with a friend of ours, Gerard, yesterday. I met him up after practice for a couple beers, and he was talking about a movie or a thing, and you know, he loves movies. Loves fucking movies. And I go, he goes, man, don't you want to make the thing? And I was just like, what do you think of this video right here? And he goes, oh, shit, that looks dope. Where'd you shoot that or whatever? And I go, I didn't, Gerard. It's AI. And I made it myself, and I'm dumb. Luddites. Don't like any. And that's how easy it's becoming, even for a dummy like me. Imagine what it's going to be like when this shit is really correct here in the next 3 years. It's going to get worse. The internet's going to get worse.
That's just the AI stuff. But you can go to an event and meet Candace and meet Tucker. That's a real person, right? And they're saying stuff. And one of the reasons, and I'm not saying Tucker is, or any of these people actually, I don't think any of them are actually engaging in this on purpose. I don't either. I think that they're being led down an extremely dangerous and manipulated path. Right, and they're not doing anything to stop it because it's helping them gain popularity and money and all this other stuff.
And money. Audience captures a choice.
It's certainly a choice.
If you start doing what they want instead of what you want.
That's what most people in media do. Right, because they want to make more money.
Yeah,
and for us, like Bob, we've had this talk a million times, but like, you know, what is it? You can't cuss in the first 11 minutes or whatever it is on fucking YouTube, and you get monetized and all this other shit. You know, we've also, the amount of times I've heard go back and bleep out all the curse words in the videos and shit like that, and then you'll gain money or whatever else. It's like, dude, we're going into year 10 of our show. We're not changing that for, you know, a couple more shekels on the back end here for that. And I think it's fucking stupid. But what you're saying though is correct. A lot of people do it. If something's working, they'll go till the end and believe in shit they don't believe in and everything else because that's what's going to pay them X amount of dollars.
Or another way to put it, it's not even like that. That's not. I mean, that's like, you know, doing what a platform is asking you to do to be more acceptable on there. The same way you can't show a fucking, much to my great regret, like a naked fucking cock on NBC, right? Like that's that type of thing.
You do regret that.
You can on BBC though.
Yeah.
Ironically, you know.
But like, it's another way to put it in a less political way, so people understand it without maybe getting angry. Is there's this term that I'm sure you both heard called Flanderization, where a character becomes like only the parts of that character that make people laugh the most. That's what happened with Flanders. Like in the first couple seasons on The Simpsons, Flanders was a more realized human being. And then he became more just like hiddly diddly do. Like that's all it was. That's all it was. Happened really bad on The Office. Happened really bad on Parks and Rec.
Well, didn't it kind of work though for South Park with Randy?
Well, that was more like Trey. I mean, he's kind of Flanderized for sure.
It's not a matter of it working or not. Like it works. Of course it works. That's why they do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it is the type of thing where you start shaving off the edges and just coring it down to like only the parts that are getting laughs, which sounds smart, but eventually it becomes a two-dimensional thing. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of newscasters and news influencers also and comedians also Flanderize themselves. Like Dan is basically saying, like they only start leaning into the things that are getting them feedback instead of like being more nuanced or is talking about also what they want to talk about that they think is important to show.
Kevin Costner, though, is a real cowboy.
Yeah.
And you'll never convince me anything otherwise.
The problem is that these are, again, it's part of this validation loop. They're smart people. Mm-hmm. They're charismatic people. And the bulk of what they say is true, right? But the best lies always are couched in truth. That's how it works. So you say, like, one of the comments might be like, I've listened to this person's stuff or that person's stuff, and more or less, right, there's a couple of things. Those couple of things are the point, my friend. That's the whole point of this operation, is to have somebody who's been subject to a trust-building operation, which is to say they've been validated by the public or by other people in some way, are now slightly putting in this thing and that thing to make ripples in the water and create division in my country. That's what's happening right here. And you need to be aware of it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not, I'm not going to fucking ever advocate for censoring anybody or any of this other bullshit, but this is exactly what's happening. And once you understand the mechanics of it all that I just explained, how it's just like this person, like think of it as a cult. This person gets recruited because they're influential and intelligent, which is a big part of external validation, why other people would follow them. And then you just feed them breadcrumbs and you use their ego to drag them, like what Bob's talking about, this audience capture thing. You use their ego to drag them along wherever you want them to go. And now you've got a fucking mouthpiece that you don't even have to fucking pay. Mm-hmm. Because they're getting paid by ad revenue by stupid companies like Twitter that don't know how to fucking manage their platform.
Has it become so unstoppable now? Is there
no?
Even I heard Elon said, "Dude, we're having a real problem here trying to stop." He's like, it's like fucking whack-a-mole.
I don't understand. One day we should go through the process of creating a verified Twitter account. Because as I recall,
I did it. We did it for our company. I signed us up.
Yeah, didn't you have to show them your driver's license?
Okay, well, go create one in Indonesia.
Yeah, so why are you allowing fucking this is a very easy way that Twitter could solve this problem right now. And it is to have a country marker on every account where you come from, right? And I have the ability.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah, I have the ability not only to turn off any foreigner that I don't want, any fucking Southeast Asianer. Done. I don't want to hear from that shit, right?
Yep.
And it's nothing on the population there, but obviously the government's trying to influence me. I can turn that off, and then I can say, hey, Tucker, you need to turn it off too, bud.
Right. And I think...
and then we'll see where the numbers go after that. We'll see how many fucking views and likes and shit that Candace Owens is getting at that point versus now. And it's going to go down by about 70%.
Then it would be acceptable to have your flag in your fucking bio then. So, I mean, for real, that's an easy way to solve it. You're right. Mm-hmm. Great. Who is that from? Shit. That would be rad, actually.
Who's what from? What are you talking about? Oh,
the message. The message or the retweet or the
question
is
Elon willing to turn off that verified faucet?
For China? Oh, you mean the money?
For the money. Yeah.
I think it's a negligible amount of money, to be honest. It's not that much.
No, it's not. Well, was it $15 a month? Is that
no, it's like $8, I think.
Depends on the tier. Depends on the tier.
Yep.
But it's also like guaranteed, right? It's like our Patreon. That comes in every month.
Totally, dude. From God knows how many people. So if there's somebody, I understand what you're saying. If there's somebody out there willing to pay for it,
because it's what are their two forms of revenue? We have the exact same system that they do.
Yeah.
Advertising and paid subscribers. What's the most reliable one?
Oh, I know.
It's fucking paid subscribers.
It is.
It comes in every fucking month.
Sure is, dude. And God, in that situation, let's say there was $1 million, just $1 million, right?
It's $1.5
a month.
It's $1.5 million. It's $12 million a month. And to be honest, to me, $12 million a month is what is that? $144 million a year.
Yes.
For a $44 billion company, That's not a lot of revenue, to be honest. Like, that's just not a lot of revenue. To me,
to have a better platform, I agree.
Having actual, this is, you can see this on smaller platforms as well. You can also see it. The rates, the CPMs on local advertising versus national advertising are way fucking higher.
Yeah, we had that guy on the show. Yeah,
because you know that that's a real person, and you know that they are actually in this area, right? So removing all these bullshit people would make the advertising revenue for Twitter go way up.
Yeah.
Because right now, as an advertiser, looking on Twitter, there's no fucking way I'm spending money on that platform. 60% of the people that are verified aren't real.
Right.
You know what I mean? So why the fuck would I put any of that in there?
I know.
Doesn't make any sense.
And they hit us up all the time.
But if you knew for a fact that at least the bulk of these people were actually real people, now you know who you're advertising to. And you also know their locale, so you can do more direct advertising, and it's worth way more money. I don't think.
And it's, yeah, you're right. And in the long run, yes, because then you would actually know if you're capturing that customer for whatever product you had. Was a real person at least, and they were actually spending. All right, kids, now's the point in the show. We get to the Drinkin Bro of the week. You could submit on drinkinbros.com, gets emailed to us live on air. Bobby Three Sticks, throw up the new merch there. Look at that, dude.
Popin' ain't easy, bitch.
Popin' ain't easy. Look at that. So there was a listener that sent in me as a pope, Dan as a pope, and Gary as a pope. When we looked at them, we thought the top two were you and Gare Bear there, and you were the best. You actually looked like a real pope from back in the day.
I should be the pope.
Well,
to be honest,
puts your name in the hat. You know.
Well, I got to get this other guy out of the way first.
He was doing a White Sox chant yesterday. The Pope.
I'm down with that. Maybe look, I like the White Sox, so if he makes them better. After this, when was the last time they were good? 05, 06 maybe?
No, they won a title after the World Series, but yeah, actually they made the playoffs, I think in 2019, 2020, something like that.
That's
but yeah, they've been bad for the last 5 years.
Yeah, they've been pretty fucking terrible, but this shirt is dope. Pop that up one more time.
Yeah, and it also could be confused to say pooping ain't easy. Yeah. Which is a nice little conversation starter.
Because you are squatting it.
Yeah, so. And I take a lot of those. I dump out a lot. I eat a lot of meat and fibers.
So. A lot of protein there. Yeah. What else is on there? Go to that homepage again. Brandon's always putting cool shit on there. Oh, dude, you know how many times I use that goddamn cooler right there? And that Drinkin Bros.
Oh, yeah, the cup's back.
Golf mug is back. Dude, we were sold out of those, and that fucking thing is my favorite. Every one that I had got stolen from me in the neighborhood and shit, and I was a big fan. Drinkin Bro, Bro Box is out there. Those are fucking bangers right now, dude. Goddamn, we've got them playing out for the rest of the year. It's been great. Brandon's fucking knocking it out of the park for us over there. You can submit for Drinkin Bro of the Week on there, and it's also on the Drinkin Bros app, which is free. Dan and I pay for it, and you can say whatever you want. That way, in case Facebook or whatever shuts down the fucking page again, the wall is completely up and at 'em, and now there's 30 seconds of video, and there's some wild-ass shit on there. There's no admins. You can do whatever you want. Just no underage shit, and we're cool. Like, that's it. And you can submit for Drinkin Bro of the Week there as well. It's available on iPhone and Android. Let's see who this one is from. Drinkin Bro submission. This is Carrie Monteleone Carlerick. C-A-L-L-A-R-I-K. In case I fucked that up, which I probably did. Let's be honest, Carrie. West Virginia, listener for 5 years, Ohio County is who she's nominating. The Ohio County WV Flooding Volunteers. And these guys are living. Saturday, June 14th, a very small community in the northern panhandle of West Virginia was hit with flash flooding that caused catastrophic devastation to the lives of those communities. Homes were destroyed, a business is gone, probably forever. Pets are still missing and feared dead, and lives were lost, including a 3-year-old little girl and her mom. Through so much tragedy and heartbreak, those who live in surrounding communities have jumped in to provide food, water, shelter, clothing, cleaning supplies, and so much more to those affected by the flooding damage. I encourage the DB community to look that up on social media. Flooding in Triadelphia and Valley Grove in West Virginia. Any donations are helpful out there if you're in the region, and if you can shout out some prayer hands to the volunteers, that would be dope. Yes, dude, we'll give you the prayer hands and everything else. So, Carrie, this actually just happened here as well. Did you hear about this in San Antonio? Flash floods. This was...
it happens anytime there's a big rain in Texas, it happens somewhere.
Yeah, Bob, pull up San Antonio. It was last week or 10 days ago. The flash flood, I believe it killed 17 people, and they all drowned in their cars.
Which is odd because there's so many Mexicans down there.
Tons.
And they've crossed the Rio Grande to get here.
Great
so
swimmers.
flash flood, you should be fine.
Great swimmers there. But what happened was some of these roads, man, that are tiny, man, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, pop that up, Bob.
Yeah, don't do that.
So all these people died in their cars, and they were just swept off the road.
It's a good reminder to have a seatbelt cutter and a fucking window popper in your car. Everybody should have one.
Yeah.
Right? They make little spring-loaded ones that have either a porcelain tip or something else that'll pop a window right out. Because if it goes underwater, once there's water pressure pushing on it, it's getting that thing down might be a problem. And getting the door open is going to be an even bigger problem.
It's going to be a nightmare.
Right? And cars are not good about the seatbelts not locking up as well.
Yeah. So Carrie, I know exactly what we were talking about. That just happened here. 17 people died in San Antonio.
Greg, Indonesia is where that tsunami was.
And so, prayer hands up to you guys, and thank you for the support. We appreciate you tuning in, kids. Go to Spotify. Rate the show a 5-star and watch it on video. Fake Ryan's been uploading the back catalog there. Obviously, we have over 2,000 episodes, so give him some time. I think he's already uploaded, though, close to 300.
He's going to show back up in like a month and be completely gray.
That's a crazy job, dude.
Yeah.
My God. We have 4,000 back catalog episodes.
We may have to send him to rehab or something.
To upload from Tetherball Academy Media, so fuck, dude. But I'll say this, around 300 or so are already up there for Drinkin Bros. And then he's doing Ross Patterson Revolution, Citizen, Operator podcast will be up there, Drinkin Bros Sports. So Drinkin Bros Sports, we're just going to do the live shows going forward. So any shows going forward, because going backward, we already know who won the games and all that other shit.
Yeah.
So there's not a real reason there. But some of the big celebrity interviews will pop up, just not the odd shows. You know?
And then, of course, before we get out of here, make sure you celebrate Juneteenth.
Yes.
In whatever way that feels right to you.
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
I promised the kids Popeyes.
Well, I'm picking my dog up from getting his dick cut off.
Oh.
Well, it's nuts. My youngest is getting neutered today.
Gotcha.
So I guess that's kind of anti-Juneteenth because I'm actually going to pick my kid up.
Yeah. You probably should just leave him there.
I don't know. He's not a pit bull either. That would make sense. But it is technically well, I think they're terriers, not bulldog, but they come from some kind of, I don't know what it is.
Do you want to borrow my Michael Vick jersey to go pick him up?
No, that'd be funny though. I should start doing that. God. I don't think it's a bunch of young white women at the thing though. I don't think they would understand.
I think they know.
They wouldn't know. They don't know who that is.
Michael Vick?
Yeah, they have no idea who that is. So this is a problem.
Test it out.
Just for jokes, we need more tragedies.
Yeah.
So, whatever you're gonna do.
Yeah, whatever you're doing out there, we need another Michael Vick. All right.
Don't poor thing. He's been peeing on stuff. Also, he's 2 years old, so I waited until his body's fully developed first.
There you go.
And
also, we're gonna keep the nuts on a jar.
Yeah.
Once.
For smaller dogs, Hurricane Hunter is correct. For larger dogs, especially German Shepherds, have a big problem with it, and then Labs. If you neuter them too early or spay them too early, their fucking hips get all fucked up.
Really?
For some reason. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
It's strange.
But I consulted people about this. Let's see. What's going on here?
In the chat.
Yeah.
Live.
Somebody's. Are we doing blackface? What's going on there?
For Juneteenth? No.
Yeah, I missed it.
No, we voted against it the last minute. Bob was all in and tried to convince us and wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. And finally, we nixed it, but we got really close. We got really close to doing the whole show in blackface.
I did wear a football jersey.
He did. So
that's something.
Yeah, that is something. And go Texas State. So when the new game comes out, let's play Texas State for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, again, I'm going to go actually buy it today.
How many people are going to be Noah back here?
Might do that too, actually.
Yeah, support Noah.
See.
Support Noah, our good friend back there.
Hopefully they'll have the career mode where you can play as somebody, and I'll just play as him.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be dope.
That'd be great.
Anyways.
And then go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Advertisers fucking care. That's all I ask you. That's all. That's all. And we're not at 10,000 yet. Spotify's close, though. It's like 9,700. iTunes is 7,700. So we get it to 10,000. I'll shut the fuck up forever. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in and day out. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good night, everyone.